season-long journey follows a path to greatness. A destination. A dream. A quest for excellence. It's your time. A time to compete for a place in Nebraska sports history. Great moments are earned here. Play like a champion. Welcome to the NSAA State Football Championships on NET.
NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is live at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, for the Class D1 State Championship. We kick it off this morning with two undefeated teams, the Hemingford Bobcats taking on the Exeter-Milligan Timberwolves. And hello again, everybody. Along with former Husker Damon Benning, I'm Larry Putney. Great to have you with us as we kick off two straight days of state championship action beginning this morning in Class D1. Both of these teams looking for first ever state championships, but for Exeter-Milligan, they've been here before and with a replacement quarterback for the second year in a row.
Absolutely. We like to joke that it's easier to spell the man than to be the man, but this superstar in James Sluka has got to be a little bit of both. He was here last year as the fill-in, finds himself in a familiar role, but he's experienced. I'm a firm believer that you have to feel like what it means to lose before you know how to win. They were here a year ago and didn't get it done. They're back with a chance at redemption as the more experienced and savvy bunch. He gets it done taking snaps at quarterback, but he patrols the middle as well at safety. He's a heck of a player and a guy that they'll have to count on today.
Well, the team they are facing has not been here before, and that would be Hemingford. For more on that, let's head over to Blake Lawrence, another I'm anchored by former Huskers this morning. And talk about great running backs. We got done with one, and we're going to see another one who's about to reach 2,000 yards.
Yeah, Hemingford's come to the state championship with a team full of character, and there's a lot of character in the running back, Ethan Skinner. This guy last week carried the ball 53 times for 276 yards. He's almost at 2,000 yards on the year, averages 9 yards a carry, and he's pretty good on defense. He's got about 28 tackles on the year, so this entire team has a lot of character. First time here in the state championship, rely on your workhorse, and that's going to be the running back, Ethan Skinner.
Hemingford, quite a trip to get here. For more on that, let's go down to Brandon Axelman.
Guys, talking about that trip all the way from the Panhandle, Hemingford Coach Jordan Haas said it's not going to faze them even though it was a long trip. They're so used to long road trips, he says they don't even measure the trips in time. They measure them in movies watched. In case you were wondering how many movies this trip was to Lincoln, it was a 4-movie trip, split into 2 days. They left Saturday. They ended up stopping in Kearney Saturday night, got a movie as a team, went and watched Hunger Games 2, then got up Sunday, stopped again in Grand Island, did a little bit of a team workout, then arrived in Lincoln Sunday afternoon, and the final leg of Hemingford's uncharted journey to Lincoln is about to begin right around the corner here.
All right, thanks, Brandon. From the Nebraska Panhandle into Lincoln, 415 miles later, Hemingford finds themselves here. We talked about, Brandon just talked about they saw Hunger Games. They watched part 1 on the bus on the way here, then stopped and saw the new one in Kearney. How convenient. That's planning right there. I mean, that's a coach who's got things planned, right?
That's outstanding. I don't know what the movie theater selection is like in Hemingford, but I tell you, they make the most of it on their trek to Lincoln. That's outstanding.
So Hemingford, first ever trip here to Memorial Stadium, ranked 9th in the state. They will be taking on the Timberwolves of Exeter-Milligan, ranked #1, been there most of the season. They were here last year, an outstanding team, senior-laden, expected to come in here and know what to expect, as you mentioned off the top, David.
I tell you what, and it was a gutty win last week. I wasn't surprised because they were ranked #1 most of the year, but Creighton had surprised some folks. They had been able to control the line of scrimmage in the playoffs, and they found just enough points to score last week, but that stingy defense only giving up 8 a week ago to Creighton. These guys hang their hat on defense.
Yeah, this entire year, Exeter-Milligan's giving up 12 points a game on D. It's going to be a powerful matchup with Hemingford, who runs the ball, throws the ball well, pretty balanced attack.
You get the sense that if you're Hemingford, you just hope that they're not happy to be here. They got a chance to get it done. It is very hard to get to Lincoln. Can these guys maximize in the moment?
Well, and you know what it's like the first time you make a trip to state for an entire community. They had the big, fire trucks route, the signs posted all the way down on the trip to Lincoln. Is there anybody left in Hemingford this morning?
No, I think all 807 have made the trip.
They are in the stadium.
And they are in the stadium.
Well, in good Hunger Games form, may the odds be forever in your favor.
Oh, well played.
For Hemingford.
Look at that.
Oh,
yeah.
Blake Lawrence with the
See, I already feel
reference.
smarter.
They'll enjoy it. Trust me. This Hemingford, this fan base is excited. They had never even won two playoff games, so
Yeah,
this is a big trip for them.
It's a family affair, too. It's outstanding. Our Hale Varsy's very own Brandon Vogel
That's right.
from Hemingford, so I know he's got his skirt and pom-poms on down there. He probably brought Babcock and these guys with him.
Oh yeah, taking pics.
So Class D1 state championship, it will be Hemingford and Exeter-Milligan. This is the first of 3 state championships that we'll bring your way throughout the day on NET. And now for the introduction of the athletes, let's go to our public address announcer. Here's Doc Weiniger.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association and its member schools, welcome to Memorial Stadium for the 2013 NSAA State Championship game. Today's game features the Hemingford High School Bobcats versus the Timberwolves of Exeter-Milligan High School. And now, let's meet the players and coaches competing in today's game. First, for the Hemingford Bobcats, number 3, Jacob Horseman. Number 5, Matthew Wood. Number 9, Kyle Kamen. Number 10, Jamie Wood. Number 11, Dylan Ernesti. Number 20, Austin Huddle. Number 21, Brady Turek. Number 22, Cody Larson. Number 26, Trevor Bigg. Number 28, John Mayer. Number 32, Zach Rumble. Number 34, Matthew Sorensen. Number 40, Blake Hansen. Number 42, John Manning. Number 45, Ethan Skinner. Number 50, Peyton Sutphin. Number 51, Taryn Jesperson. Number 52, Asa Carlson. Number 55, Denton Payne. Number 56, Tanner Bench. Number 66, Bo Edwards. Number 78, Tim Fennell. Number 80, Colt Foster. Number 88, Austin Wobig. Head coach for the Bobcats is Jordan Haas.
And there are your Bobcats from Hemingford, coming in at 12-0 on the season. Introduced here at Memorial Stadium for this Class D1 state championship. And there's Jordan Haas providing the high fives as you take a look at the two teams, Hemingford and Exeter-Milligan. Points per game about even, points allowed even, so something will give for both of these teams. And look at yards per game allowed and yards per game earned and takeaway. This is a very even matchup statistically.
It is, and now this one's going to boil down to experience and level of competition. It's hard to get similar opponents when you want to do a like or as or get into that simile game if you're into English, but if you're Hemingford, it's go time.
Time now to introduce you to the #1 ranked Exeter-Milligan Timberwolves. Let's go back to Doc Weiniger.
And now for the home team, the Exeter-Milligan Timberwolves. Number 1, Dustin Axline. Number 3, Sam Zeleny. Number 4, Taylor May. Number 5, Sean Maxson. Number 7, Trevor Luzon. Number 10, James Schluka. Number 21, Nolan White. Number 22, Brayton Olsen. Number 23, Jesse Hall. Number 27, Devin Sheffield. Number 28, Kyle Jensen. Number 32, Jonathan Mounts. Number 36, Dalton Zelenka. Number 48, Cameron White. Number 50, Brock Mueller. Number 51, Brody Cresson. Number 56, Nathan Oliva. Number 65, Zachary Kroll. Number 73, Garrett Fribble. Number 81, Spencer Poppin. Number 82, Derek Luzon. Number 85, Kirby Soka. Number 88, Evan True. Number 6, Jack Denny. Head coach for the Timberwolves is Dean Philippi, assisted by Jackson Krejci and Brian Natterney.
So those are your #1 ranked Exeter-Milligan Timberwolves, coming in at 12-0 on the season. Head coach Dean Philippi in his 31st season, 15 of those at Exeter-Milligan, 11 consecutive straight playoffs. And for more, let's go down with Brandon.
Guys, was in the Exeter-Milligan locker room. Head coach Dean Philippi was stressing with the weather. There's a little bit of a swirling wind. It's cold out here. He said, you guys need to be mentally tough, do the little things correctly. Watching punts, watch the ball all the way in. When your receivers, bring the ball in all the way, keep your eye on it. All the little things he said is what's going to bring him the win. And he stressed mental toughness. He asked his team if he had any last questions. They had none, so this team is focused. They're ready to go.
Time now for our national anthem. Let's go to Doc Weiniger.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to honor America for the singing of our national anthem. Singing the anthem this morning will be the Meade Public School Mixed Octet, directed by Mrs. Deborah Burgle.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gathered
And a terrific job by the vying halfway between Shad and Alliance, maybe. Stadium. When we number 1 Exeter-Milligan taking on 9th-ranked Hemingford for the Class D1 state championship. Matthew Wood to kick it off for Hemingford. Back deep for the T-Wolves is Sluka and Jensen, and it will be kicked through the end zone. And Exeter-Milligan will start off with the first possession. Let's take a look at the offense for the T-Wolves of Exeter-Milligan, ranked number 1 in the state. At quarterback, James Sluka. Dustin Axline, the fullback. Running back is Kyle Jensen. He's looking for 1,000 yards today to reach that mark. Luzum, Pribble, Kresick, Oliva, and May up front for that Timberwolves line. So here's James Sluka. First look at him. Jensen in the backfield with Axline in front of them, showing pressure early as Hemingford. Toss outside to Jensen. Slips one tackle out near the 20-yard line to about the 19. A look now at the Bobcat defense. Up front, Skinner, Carlson, and Foster. Juniors all across the front for Hemingford. Backs and linebackers, Binge, Hanson, Kamen, Wood, and Brady Turek at the strong safety. So second down, give again to Jensen out past the 20. To about the 22, stacked up there by Colt Foster along with Brady Turek from that strong safety spot. So that'll bring up third down.
Right away, you get to see how Exeter-Milligan likes to play, the equivalent to double tights, downhill in your kitchen, 3D style. Can Hemingford be stout at the point of attack?
Third down and 3 to go for the Timberwolves. The keeper by Sluka around the left side puts his head down, but a great defensive stop on the right side by Matthew Wood, the 6'2", 195 junior. Short of the first down are the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Matthew Wood, he's a good player all around on defense. He knows where that first down marker is, and he stops him short. They're going with a lot of blitzes pretty early in this game, trying to stop that quick running attack of Exeter-Milligan.
That's kind of their answer thus far, is to try to hit those run fits on the fly, to fit it right away and not give the bigger Exeter-Milligan bunch a chance to get downhill.
Well, here's Garrett Pribble in to kick it away. Brady Turek back deep for Hemingford. Pribble gets it away. Turek will take it at the 25. He's hit immediately and driven down. Ball comes loose, and they will say it was a live ball that goes out of bounds at the 15. It will stay with the Bobcats. So nice defensive coverage on the special team.
A little bit of nerves early maybe for Hemingford. If you're the new kids on the block, a lot of people didn't expect you to be here. This first series on offense has to be a lot like that first series on defense. You got a 3 and out. You can calm the nerves a little bit. Get to your pet plays early,
right,
to help relax you.
In these state championship games, you got to have solid special teams, especially first time for Hemingford.
Here's a look at that Hemingford offense. Matthew Wood leads the way. Skinner at the running back. There's your offensive line up front. Binge, Hanson, and Binge. And right away, they give to their 1,500-yard back who pops it outside. Skinner with a great carry out to the 30-yard line. A gain of 15 yards. Fumble and recovered by Exeter-Milligan.
Yeah, right off the bat, ball security an issue for Hemingford. We saw it on the punt return, and now by their do-everything tailback Ethan Skinner. We take a look at the replay here. The nice bounce, nice head across. He thought he had it secured. Exeter-Milligan got 4 helmets around the football. Look at that one.
Oh, Sluka, he just does a great job. That's a great tackle on a big back. Sluka's not going to win the size game, but he puts his helmet on the ball, pops it out.
Exeter-Milligan known for turning over their opponent, and they do it here. So that'll be first down at about the 28-yard line. Sluka keeps it himself. Flag comes in as Sluka on the short gain is stacked up shy of 25.
That's an easy call right there. That's a hold, right? I believe on the right guard there. Difference between reach blocking and reaching out.
Yep.
One of the advantages when you're used to seeing 11 man all the time, when you get to see 8 man, things declare themselves right away.
Oh yeah. Well, one guy that I think the hold might have been on Blake Hansen. This kid, this linebacker number 40 for Hemingford, he's leading the team in tackles, 122 on the year.
He gets downhill too. I watched him in warm-ups a little bit. He gets to where he's going. He's got a little pep in his step. He's got good size out here too.
40's a good number.
That'll back it up to midfield right at the 40-yard line. Of course, 40-yard line would be midfield on this 80-yard, 8-man field. First down and 20 now for the Timberwolves. Give once again to Jensen, and he's stacked up. Kyle Kamen in there, along with Trevor Binge on the tackle.
Blake referenced earlier Hemingford stunning into these run fits. What they better be careful of, you can see the trap game start to reveal itself early here for Exeter-Milligan. If they got a fullback that can tote a little bit, watch for a little quick hitter.
Dustin Axline is in there at fullback. Hansen still get fake to him. Sluka under pressure, and Sluka drugged down from behind. Ethan Skinner in there on the sack and pulls down Sluka.
Ethan Skinner just coming off the edge. You know, he fumbled the ball to give it over to Exeter. He says, I got to stop this play. Now they got him backed up on a long second down here, but Skinner just in the backfield, not tricked. Great job of getting him down.
And we like to tell our guys, if you let a guy cross your face like that and lead him out into the backfield, you better go get a sack. Yes. Didn't get hands on the receivers leaking in the backfield. He said, forget it, I got this, coach.
A third down and long now for the Timberwolves. 3rd and 20. Hemingford showing blitz again. Back to throw is Sluka. He'll put it up across and picked off. Intercepted by Matthew Wood. Still on his feet, and Matthew Wood into Hemingford territory, down to the 35-yard line.
Little double crossing, Rob. Both tight ends dragging from hash to hash. Actually, the May came open on the backside drag as we take a look at the replay. We'll see at the bottom of the screen here. Both receivers cross, underthrown and thrown behind, and Wood, being the good athlete that he is, knock on wood. You get the sense in watching these two teams warm up and look at their athleticism, fairly balanced. We might be in store for a good one here.
Ethan Skinner with the carry again. Last time, first carry of the game for Skinner, 15 yards and then a fumble. Picks up about 3 on that. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Here's a look at the defensive line for the Timberwolves. Pribble, Oliva, and Luzum up front for Exeter-Milligan. Backs and linebackers, Axline, Jesse Hall, Kyle Jensen, Taylor May, and James Sluka at that strong safety spot. 2nd down, 7 for Hemingford. Toss goes to Skinner on the left side. Not much there for Skinner. Tackle made by Derek Luzum from that right defensive end spot.
If you're Coach Haas and Hemingford, you've got to find a way to keep Exeter-Milligan honest outside what would be the tackle area with a little bit of toss or sweep game. You know you can hammer them downhill, but how do they keep them honest? There's the answer early with toss.
Brings up 3rd down now for the Bobcats. 3rd and 5 from the 25. Give up the middle, broke a tackle. Skinner still on his feet inside the 15-yard line on a 1st down carry for Ethan Skinner.
Skinner's a workhorse. You got to give it to him on 3rd down. 3rd and 5, just a little trap right there, or just straight dive. And I love the way that he pushes guys out of the way. He's going to break tackles all day. He's a big running back.
Interesting too for Hemingford. What they did is they got Exeter-Milligan out of the box. They went split on 3rd and medium and still got him downhill. He looks to be a very good player.
Skinner, 1,950 yards on the season, still on his feet, nearly breaks 1. They hold him to a gain of about 1, down to the 14-yard line for Skinner.
You know, they go to that spread look, Dame, because, you know, Matthew Wood, they run the ball a lot with Skinner, but this kid can throw the ball, too. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards in the year. He's completing 64% of his passes, no interceptions. So, you know, they can throw it when they need to, but you can see the stat line last week, they just give it to the back. And,
I like Wood's composure early on, too. He looks to have good control of that huddle.
Give to Skinner. Steps through 1 tackle. Another short gain for Skinner as he's piled up. Once again, Kyle Jensen there along with Taylor May.
if you're a fan of offense and 8-man, then you like the way that Hemingford attacks folks. They're a little counter with up front with pulling the backside tackle, leading with the fullback. That is old school, but a nice little wrinkle in 8-man. You don't see it a ton.
So now the Bobcats will spread them out from the shotgun. Here's Matthew Wood.
Now they go a little empty.
Wood will keep it himself, steps through one, inside the 10, down to the 9, and now decision time as that will bring up 4th down and about 4 for Hemingford.
Yeah, that's the first time that Hemingford did not rely on Skinner to pick up the yardage, but I would put the ball in Wood's hand as well. He's a pretty good runner, but just a big guy, hard to bring down, but that Exeter defense, they know how to play ball.
Agree to disagree. Nebraska fans might be able to appreciate this. I think when you take a look at Hemingford's offense, this is the epitome of, dare I use the word, multiple in terms of their looks.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's take a look at last year's D1 state championship. Quick flashback to the D1 title game from last year.
The defending state champs of Elgin Pope John took on Exeter-Milligan in last year's Class D1 championship. The Wolfpack drew first blood with a 55-yard touchdown run from Ross Schindler, but the Timberwolves took a 14-7 lead after a 21-yard touchdown pass from James Sluka to Kyle Jensen. Elgin Pope John went into halftime trailing for the first time all season, and they responded. The Wolfpack held the Timberwolves to -2 yards rushing in the second half and put up 32 unanswered points, consisting of 3 rushing touchdowns and a fumble recovery in the end zone. Elgin Pope John handed Exeter-Milligan their first loss of the season and defended their D1 title with a 40-14 victory in 2012.
So for the second year in a row, Exeter-Milligan enters this state championship game undefeated, looking for a better outcome here in 2013. 4th down and 5. Hemingford back to throw. Wood under pressure, and he's dropped. No gain on the play. Tackle by Nathan Oliva up front. And Exeter-Milligan turns them over on downs.
The ability to not be stout at the point of attack. You take a look at this pass rush. Nice little little A-gap stunt there.
Yep.
Fit it in the crease, little down block, little miscommunication up front from Hemingford, allowed him to come free.
I mean, you got 4 guys rushing 3 guys.
Yeah, you can do that math.
You can do that.
Timberwolves take over at the 10-yard line. Here's Sluka under center, tosses outside Kyle Jensen. Jensen fumbles, ball on the ground. Great job by Trevor Binge to dig it out and recover it. Turnover, Hemingford in business deep in T-Wolf territory.
I am already impressed right away with both teams' ability to go get the football. There's a difference between turnovers and takeaways. Right now we're seeing takeaways. Look at Binge get his hand there. Give me that. Gets it out. It's on the ground. Not only did he get the strip, he gets the recovery. There's a guy up in Madison, Wisconsin, and Matty Borland, who prides himself on being able to pull that kind of stuff off.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. About 5.5 to go here. First quarter action, D1 championship. Great drive, still on his feet, kicks it outside. Good defensive play by Kyle Jensen to shut it down, but Skinner showing that power there, staying on his feet, gets it back to about no gain.
Yeah, that's a good job of fighting and playing. Hemingford, they're playing hard right now. If you could have told me that Hemingford would have 2 turnovers in the first quarter and they're still fighting for the first touchdown, that'd be a surprise, but I think they got the power here to keep giving it to Skinner.
I tell you what, another new kid's on the block, too. You don't get that sense from the way that this first quarter has unfolded thus far.
A loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Wood under pressure again, steps up, and from the backside he'll be pulled down. Garrett Pribble on the tackle. 3rd down and long now for the Bobcats.
One of the things that's always interesting for me to see, as I've done this the last 6 or 7 years with the state finals, with the variety of classes, we take a look at the replay here. Another good pass rush off the edge. You're bringing +1 pressure. Is the fundamentals. Tackling is very good. We'll do C2, C1B. We see just good tackling.
Right.
And sometimes it's better than what I see in my very own bunch on Friday nights in the Metro.
Yeah, that's what gets you here. The state championship is fundamentals. These teams are both undefeated. They know how to get the guys down.
Good pressure there by Luzum. Luzum coming off again. Pass incomplete now. 4th down and 10 for the Bobcats.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication there, or just a poor throw. You know, young quarterback thrown out to his left side sometimes. You got to open your hips all the way out, get that ball to the sidelines, and just pushes a little bit too far outside. But
in between plays, too, you can see him use his hand warmer trying to trying to keep that dexterity in the fingertips. You know, that ball might be a little slick early on when you combine that with the early nerves.
Yes, sir.
Fourth down, second fourth down attempt now for the Bobcats in the game. Wood rolling to his left, looks across the middle, has a man, complete, touchdown, Colt Foster, Bobcats strike first.
Well done. They went twins left, the backside tight end got the little skinny post. He rolls. It opens up nicely. Nice little passing window. Watch the back screen here. Number 80, you see him just free release. That's too easy, pitch and catch. You got to get hands. You can't allow him to come off the line of scrimmage clean.
Yeah.
Well done for Hemingford.
Yeah, and then that's the first time that Exeter hasn't put a lot of pressure on the pass rush, and they throw it right over the top of the linebacker. Great throw by Wood. Love it.
And anticipating some pressure. They got Wood on the move, too. It's a little sprint out.
So 2-point conversion, the toss outside to Skinner. And Skinner shut down on the corner by James Sluka from that safety spot. But the Bobcats on the board, 12-yard touchdown pass from Wood to Foster.
A little sprint out away from pressure. He knows right where he wants to go with that football. Wood delivers the strike. Way to go get it, young man. I tell you, and how about this? There's the twins to the other side to distract. You hold the backside corner.
You know,
That's a play you draw up for touchdowns. That's not, you know what I mean? That's one where you go into, you say, hey, I need a play. What do we have?
right here, Colt Foster, great catch. He's got 22 on the year, 23 makes a touchdown.
I want to remind you the new NET Nebraska app is available for Android and Apple devices. Watch live streaming of the NSAA High School Championships, Big Red Wrap-Up, player profiles, and so much more. You can search the App Store for your free NET Nebraska app or visit netnebraska.org/apps. Follow NET on the go.
Tell you what, interesting little breakdown. The 4-play, 12-yard drive took 1:32, but that's 8 plays in the red zone for Hemingford, but only 1 yard of positive offense outside of that touchdown. If you're Exeter-Milligan, you're encouraged to some degree.
Matthew Wood will kick it off. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line by Sluka. Sluka out to the 20, now to the 25, still on his feet. Good return by James Sluka, and Exeter-Milligan now will try to answer.
Damon, in these games where the teams are so evenly matched, you look at the stats, both defenses are powerful, offenses are powerful. It comes down to special teams and turnovers.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. And that is football 101. And the interesting thing, too, Larry, and you remember this from last year, if you're Exeter-Milligan, not so much worried about your start, it's how you finish. Remember, they went into the half with the lead a year ago.
Sluka now under center after that 20-yard return. Toss outside, Kyle Jensen. Jensen puts the shoulder pads down, and a nice gain on first down of about 9 yards. We chatted with head coach Dean Philippi about his starting quarterback, James Sluka.
Well, James stepped in after I think it was the Randolph game. Nolan went down. Has done a nice job for us. He's a point guard on basketball, so that helps. He's used to controlling things, and running our offense. And he did it last year throughout the playoffs, so he has a little experience.
Carry there by Jensen again, just short it looks at first glance. To bring up, they will measure now.
Taylor contrasting offenses those far up front in the trenches. Exeter-Milligan trying to get to the edges. Looked to be the more fleet of foot, but Hemingford able to get to the edges. It will be interesting to see if Exeter-Milligan can keep Hemingford off balance by having something from guard to guard area to keep Hemingford from running to the edges like they've been doing.
By the point of the football, first down, so the Timberwolves keep it moving. And think about James Sluka, second year in a row he's been here in the state championship game as a backup quarterback starting. Nolan White, who was the starting quarterback throughout the year for Exeter-Milligan, injured last year before the championship game. Had that broken wrist. They taped it up. He was able to play defense, but not quarterback. And this year, torn ligaments in his shoulder. He is out for the game. This goes outside. A stop after a gain of about 4. That'll bring up second down and 6 on the carry by Jensen.
And Blake, you can see what Exeter-Milligan is trying to do. Those toss plays are a tackle away from going to the house. As long as Hemingford continues to tackle well, they've got a chance, but it is mano-a-mano out there on the edges.
Yeah, they're trying to set the edge. Hemingford's done a good job of setting the edge, but just one tackle away from going the long distance for Exeter.
You saw Nolan White on the sideline. There's the give once again to Jensen. T-Wolves beginning to get their offensive feet underneath them. That's a gain of about 4. Will bring up 3rd down and short for Exeter-Milligan.
You know what's interesting, Damon, is they got that blitz. I watched Blake Hansen almost every play. He's blitzing that A gap, and I think that might be why Exeter's trying to get to the outside. You got to think that Hemingford might want to keep him back so he can flow and make a play on the ball.
I'm still keeping my eye open for trap. If they got it in their repertoire, they need it.
3rd down and short. Give to Jensen, spins out of 1, and that's going to be about a half-yard shy of a 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down. About a foot, make it 4th down and a foot.
I know you're a fanny pack and binocular guy, LP, so I'll resort to your eagle eye in the sky. Is that about the length of the ball?
More a fanny pack guy than a binocular guy, but I appreciate it.
Fanny pack and a suit, looking good, man.
4th down and a foot. T-Wolves going for it. The keep pitch outside by Sluka. Jensen has the 1st and more. Down to the 20-yard line. Great play and option by the Timberwolves to pick up the 1st.
Just what I alluded to Blake about. It's mano-y-mano out there on the edges. As long as you're fitting well in the run game, you're going to be okay. But we watched the missed tackle here, and all of a sudden you get a tailback like, you know, Jensen out in space, and it's off to the races.
Well, Jensen averages 8 yards a carry, so he gets some shakes. That's a guy that you want carrying the ball. Exeter's relied on him all year. He's the behind Sluka. He's the 2nd leading rusher on the team.
First time Exeter-Milligan has stepped foot in Hemingford territory.
So 1st down and 10 from the 20. Again, Jensen falls forward for a short gain of about 2.
It's amazing. Regardless of class of footballer you're playing, it's always about being well conditioned and tackling. This one is going to test Hemingford as you see some hands on the hips early as Exeter-Milligan is starting to put a drive together.
They're not used to being on defense too long.
Not this long.
Defense gets them on and off the field very quick.
2nd down and 8. Jensen has carried the load to this point. Sluka keeps it himself, steps over tacklers. A short gain of about 3 brings up 3rd down.
That's in theory kind of what I'm talking about. That was midline right there where the fullback leads and the quarterback tucks behind. Any quick hitter from guard to guard area could part like the Red Sea here if you're Exeter-Milligan. Hemingford has got to be careful stunting into that A gap.
3rd down and 4 for the Timberwolves. Sluka toss outside to Jensen. Good defense out on the corner by Colt Foster, and Kamen supported quickly as well. Foster with 101 tackles, 13 sacks on the year for Foster, and shuts it down there, brings up 4th down.
Kamen doing the dirty work, setting the edge out there, winning on the edge.
So 1 quarter in the books in the D1 championship. Bobcats on top of the T-Wolves. Exeter-Milligan driving.
School's almost over. What's next? I mean, what are my choices? I want to find something I love, so I can make a life for myself. And then I can give back. So, how do I get there?
Take the next step with Education Quest College Planning Services by visiting educationquest.org.
Over the years, the Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association has supported many Nebraska athletes by helping them excel physically. But the mental game is just as important. That's why we're pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and as leaders. We're proud to team up with these exceptional individuals. Together we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
NET Sports coverage of the 2013 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, by Education Quest Foundation, and by the Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. So back at Memorial Stadium, beginning of the second quarter, an important 4th down play upcoming for the T-Wolves to start off quarter number 2. 4th down and 3. Ball on the 13-yard line of the Bobcats. Trailing 6-0.
You know, if you look at this Hemingford defense, they got 3 seniors on the team. They're all 3 leading this defense right now. Came in with a big stop there. Let's see if Hansen, Kamen, Binge, they can make a play here.
4th down, Sluka with the toss outside.
Great tackle.
Wow. Good support on that outside.
He's short, too. I tell you what.
Brady Turek with the tackle.
If you're a fan of toughness, then you like this game thus far. This play looked to be there on paper, but look at the run out.
Love it. Brady Turek, that is going at the legs. You know you're going to get him down. That's a size advantage to Jensen Turek.
Yeah, that's one guy representing the number 21, but on the wrong side of the ball. If you're Jensen on the flip side, you can't allow guys to get to your legs in the open field. You'd like to have that one back. Done a ton of work. He had 8 carries for 37 yards on that drive, and they come up empty.
And the empty set now for the Bobcats. Now the end around. Give it.
Right back
Turek. Yep. So Turek with the carry.
I'll tell you what, Coach in the Metro, you're appreciative of what these guys do as we take a look at Turek coming around on the end around. You know, 40 seconds ago, he was making a stop on 4th and 1, and he gets the very first carry on the flip side on offense. They're like platoon. What's platoon? We don't coach offense or defense. We coach offense and defense.
That's right.
Around these parts.
A gain of 3 by Turek makes it 2nd down and 7. Toss outside to Skinner. Skinner stacked up. First hit underneath the pile by Dustin Axland. Taylor May there as well. There's May.
I like watching these defenses. Damon, you mentioned these guys tackle.
Yeah,
there's great running backs in the field right now, but the defenses are making them look like they can't break a tackle.
There's not a lot of real estate in terms of open room without a guy in your window.
Right. Here's the spread look again.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 now. Matthew Wood back to throw. Wood tosses out and overthrows the intended receiver, Ethan Skinner.
Yeah, Wood would like to have that one back. A little fin route. He kind of sat down on the drag and then spun back out. Wide open there. You got to get those hips squared and a little better delivery if you're Wood. You had him wide open right there. That's one that got away from me.
So that'll bring on Kyle Kamen, 6-foot senior, punter for the Hemingford Bobcats. Averages just over 35 yards per punt. Will kick it away. Back deep is James Sluka. Sluka takes it at the 37. Hit immediately, and once again, the play by Colt Foster, who's shown up a couple of times here early. Hey, it's now time for NSAA Championship Trivia. You can be the first person to email us the correct answer at sports@netnebraska.org, and you'll win an NET Sports Championship t-shirt, size extra large. Our trivia question is, in 2011, which school set the 8-man record for most points scored in a season with 839? The first correct email we received at sports@netnebraska.org wins the NET Sports Championship t-shirt. Get your name set on the air, and remember, just one household winner per championship weekend.
If you're scoring 839 points a year, you're playing 13
Hey, did you see his
games?
He had the sideways look as if to say, are you kidding me? That's a big number.
Jeez.
All right. So 1st down and 10. The give once again to Jensen, who has some room. And Jensen with an 11-yard carry.
Make one guy miss. You know,
and you take a look at him on this as he jogs back to the huddle. He's got the good-sized trunk, the bigger thighs. He likes to get downhill in a hurry. He's the type of back that when he gets his shoulder squared, that's how you get that gaudy 7.8 per right there.
10:20 to go here, second quarter action. Hemingford on top, 6-0. Jensen again, and Jensen stacked up. Leading the way, Brady Turek once again.
You know, Damon, you look at James Sluka. I know they moved him over to quarterback, but on the year he's a 1,000-yard rusher. They haven't got him in a situation where he can run the ball.
You almost get the sense that that's coming.
Yep.
You know, they had the one little keeper with the fullback lead, and that was been about it, but you get the sense that they got Sluka in their back pocket getting out on the edges.
Yeah, they got the option. He pitched it last time. I'd like to see him keep it once.
Sluka keeps it, tosses it outside behind Jensen. Nearly disastrous as Kyle Kamen was there waiting to scoop it up.
You know, Sluka was here last year. He played in this game last year, so he knows what it's like. But this is what it's like when you don't play quarterback all year. That's the one that you just don't do.
I tell you what, if he can pull that off, I mean, Jamel Holloway and J.C. Watts would be applauding that one, because there was nothing but good green real estate out there on the edges.
3rd down and long, so a loss of 6. Sluka now back to pass. Pressure from the outside. Flips it out. Jensen with it. Inside the 35 will be a couple of yards short.
Gets at the 4th and manageable now for Coach Philippi if he wants to take a look at it. Almost seemed to lose the handle on it.
That was a designed screen pass, actually. You saw the offensive guard slip and lets Hansen out and goes up and gets a block. Good job.
Well done. That's exactly what that was.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 8, all of them. I mean, getting out there in space. And these guys they're small. They can move quickly. And giant play here.
Big hit there by Blake Hansen as well. So 4th down now, 4th and 3. Sluka give up the middle, and that's shut down. Dustin Axline.
The only problem with when they decided to run the quick hitter to the fullback is they had a double A-gap blitz.
Yep.
So Hemingford was prepared to stop the run game inside. They've got to do that probably more within the confines of their base offense, because it is there for the taking with those guards uncovered. This time Hemingford says, anything you can do, I can do better. Stun it into both A-gaps there.
That's 2 4th down stops for defense. I like the way they're playing.
And as many drives, they have bowed their neck.
Turned away for the 2nd time here in the first half. So still 6-0 Bobcats on top. Give once again to Ethan Skinner. Skinner a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4.
You know that they're following that right guard, Tanner Benj. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 245.
And he's a tough
big
kid.
Boy,
too.
yeah.
He's winning on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Charlie Sheen would be proud.
2nd down and 3. Good stop out there by Jesse Hall. So Jesse Hall from that inside Packer spot with the tackle.
You get that LP, #winning.
Yes, that's right. I picked it up.
No, I didn't understand your Charlie Sheen reference, but we can keep bringing them all day if you want. Goodness gracious.
This is Blake's first rodeo up here with us there. It gets a little wild.
Yeah, it does.
You gotta just stop and think for a little bit, Blake. It eventually comes to you. It takes me a while. Toss outside. Skinner with some room. Skinner into Milligan territory, down to the 25-yard line. Big carry by Ethan Skinner. First big gain for Skinner on the day.
Tell you what, you get the big fella out there on the edges, and he makes those DBs a little faint of heart. You watch this one-on-one.
You know, Jensen knows what it's like to see that big boy run out, and Sluka gets in front of him, but
he is a horse when he gets those shoulders squared coming downhill.
Over 2,000 yards on that carry from the season for Ethan Skinner. Skinner will take it again. That time, Jesse Hall with the tackle.
Just want to put that into perspective on an 80-yard field. 2K. That's a great big number. That's a great big number.
Averages 162 per game, had 276 yards. In the semifinals did Ethan Skinner, and you see over 2,000 on the season, 59 yards today. 2nd down and 10 after no gain. He gets it again up the middle. And a short gain, good interior tackle there by Pribble.
He's the 3rd back to go for over 2,000 this year in the state of Nebraska. You got Calvin Strong, you got Isaac Wallace, and now Skinner all over the 2,000-yard mark in the 2013 season. That's a lot of yardage.
Now, Damon, Larry, I know I'm gonna blow your minds with this one, but did the math. That's like running 2,500 yards on a 100-yard field.
Yeah.
Right? You got less yardage. I like it.
It's a big number.
3rd down and 6. Back to throw is Wood. Wood will go deep. Coming back for it, but out of bounds was Skinner.
Consider my mind blown, too, here, Blake.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, my mind's blown a little bit on that play. I think that the passing game is good. You got a good quarterback in Wood. If you got the guy Skinner, give him the rock.
Feed the beast.
Feed the beast.
Jordan Haas, before the game, talked about his quarterback, Matthew Wood.
Well, Matthew's been he's been really good for us this year. The biggest thing about Matthew is that he's a very smart kid. He has free reign at the line of scrimmage of our offense. He checks into a lot of touchdowns for us. He understands defenses and coverages. The best thing about him is he's thrown 32 touchdowns without an interception. So hopefully that continues on.
Jinxie
On cue, wow. Kyle Jensen steps in front. First interception of the year thrown by Matthew Wood.
Yeah, he undercut the little skinny post. They went back to the play that they liked earlier with the backside post by the tight end. Jepson says, fool me once, but not twice.
I think he baited him there. See, he did. Window there, but yeah, he baited him in that throw. Jensen's a good player on defense.
Ball at the 5-yard line. The Timberwolves take over. Sluka on the option will keep. Boy, good support from that Sam linebacker spot. Kyle Kamen with the tackle. Colt Foster there as well.
You know, Hemingford's resiliency thus far has been nothing short of impressive.
Right.
I mean, they haven't been here before. This is new to them, and I'm not sure how many people expected him to be here, but their ability to hang in there and go punch for punch with a team like Exeter-Milligan, who's used to having success at this level, is pretty impressive if you're Hemingford.
There you see their average per rush, and today both of these teams averaging better than 55 points a game. We've got 6 on the board, and we're midway through the second quarter. From the end zone, Sluka gets rid of it just in time, finds Taylor May out past the 10-yard line, but boy, Sluka in dangerous territory there in his own end zone.
Jesse Hallhead ran free on the backside post, but Sluka didn't have time to get it to him. It's a heck of a pass rush by Hemingford. They're just recreating the line of scrimmage. I mean, Skinner looks like he's playing on a hill that's slanted in his direction.
Yeah, Sluka, and he takes a big hit there. Watch, Sluka gets up a little slow here. He's got a lot of pressure in his face. He hasn't had a good, solid throw yet in this game.
A couple of big hits by Blake Hansen already today, including one there. So third down now and 4. Back to throw is Sluka. Under pressure again and picked off. Intercepted. Pass intercepted by Matthew Wood, but we have a flag on the play.
Both guys fighting for the ball. Who's going to get the interference call here?
Man, that was a...
You know, Wood's got to be thinking, I got every right to this football. Well, I don't know.
It could have been hands-on by Wood, but I hope they picked that flag. That was a great play defensively.
They called it against the offense.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So Exeter-Milligan called for the offensive pass interference. That penalty will be declined.
Well, the inability to keep Sluka clean has been the difference in this game. And right now, between Wood and Skinner, they're establishing themselves as the 2 best players on the field through the halfway point of the second quarter thus far. Now, it can change, but if you're Hemingford, you like your chances right now.
So the interception puts the Bobcats in Exeter-Milligan territory. Skinner with it again, breaks one tackle, stiff arms another, into the end zone, touchdown, Ethan Skinner.
He's a full-fledged man. I'm telling you, you get a little fatigue in you. You get a little faint of heart when you see 45 in 3D. Hemingford smells blood in the water. They're feeding the beast, and he's on you in a hurry. I mean, by the time you break the huddle and you're done having your hands on your knees, you get 45. Look at this cutback. He saw the crease. He was the crease. Now he's through the crease. 4 missed tackles. Those are like shoe fly gets. You know, get off me. Get. The old school stiff arm.
Touchdown, 21-yard carry for Ethan Skinner. Now Wood options out to Skinner on the 2-point try, and he will be stopped. But a big play and carry by Ethan Skinner gives the Bobcats a 12-0 lead with 4 minutes here in the second.
1, 2. You got to close the distance. He looks to be deceptively fast as well. That crease wasn't open for a great deal of time, but once he got his shoulder square, he was going to daylight.
You know, this is an opportunity. Hemingford, they've gotten the turnovers. There's 5 turnovers total in this game so far. Hemingford, they turn them into points. And that's a short field, that one play, a touchdown.
I would love to hear from you. Send us an email. Let us know what you think about our coverage of the NSAA high school football and volleyball championships. If you value your statewide NET television, let us know, and also let our sponsors know by writing to sports@netnebraska.org. We really appreciate you watching the NSAA football championships on NET1, online, and on your NET Nebraska app. As you know, NET is Nebraska's home for sports. 12-0 Bobcats on top after the big carry by Ethan Skinner. Skinner now with 14 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown here in the first half. Kick comes up short, will be picked up at about the 12-yard line by Sluka. Out to the 20. Let's go down to the sideline with Brandon Axelman. Brandon.
Guys, Exeter-Milligan head coach Dean Philippi got his team together after that touchdown, rallying the troops a little bit, saying, hey, you guys need to keep your heads up. I don't want to see any heads down right now. They're down 12-0, but the positive thing he wanted them to focus on is we've stopped both of their 2-point conversions. It's still only 12-0. Now we need to come down, score a touchdown, get that extra 2-point conversion. You know, those 2 stops could play a part later in this game if the Timberwolves get on the board.
That's a good point, Brandon. It could be much worse if you're Exeter-Milligan.
Sluka under pressure, dumps it off over the middle, and then fumbled. Just dropped, and Kyle Kamen picks it up.
This is like bizarro world. If you're Exeter-Milligan, you have been there, done that. You went in, although you lost in the finals last year, you went in at the half with the lead. If you're Hemingford, you're thinking, hey, we're not supposed to be here, yet they're the ones that seem to be, and no pun intended, a little bit more Ford tough right now than Exeter-Milligan.
Lose him, just trying to tuck it away, didn't get it.
Wow.
Under the armpit, lost it, and picked up by Kyle Kamen. So another turnover by the Timberwolves.
You can see the emotions coming out. Jensen's getting the defense fired up. Exeter, this is going to be huge going into the half, trying to get a big stop on defense.
Already on top, 12-0. Give to Skinner again. Skinner bounces out of one tackle and another, drives forward. A couple of times we've seen Skinner turn a loss into a positive gain, and he does it there again.
And color me impressed. I'm always a fan of toughness. I really like the way that Hemingford is playing, and not to be one-sided in terms of the dialogue, but I can't get over the fact that they're not supposed to be here outside of the 807 that believe in what they're doing back home.
And the 12 teams that they were beaten up by who also believe in it as well. There's Wood on the outside. Stretches it out, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 more. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
That's a good tackle by Jensen on the outside. I'm telling you, you watch Jensen, he's going to be a guy that gets fired up on the defense, gets everyone to rally around. Sluka, you know, he's throwing the ball well on offense, but the turnovers, they hurt you.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Philippi, you're giving the opposite talk that you had a year ago when you were trailing at the half. You're going to draw on that the other way this year.
3rd down and 6 for Matthew Wood. Wood will keep it himself up the middle. And Wood inside the 20-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down on 3rd and 6 on the gain by Wood.
You know, last week, Exeter had to score 20 straight points to win that game over Creighton, and this is a situation where they've been there before. When you have a great year, you're undefeated, you like to have those early challenges. Last week, they did have a challenge. Hemingford's had a couple on their own, but this game, if they don't stop them here, it could be a big comeback in the second half.
I'm a big body language guy, and I was just watching Hemingford warm up. They're embracing the moment. They were not overwhelmed at all.
Give again to Skinner. Skinner inside the 15, and you really get a sense that it's just the rhythm and the tempo right now, all inside of the Bobcats.
And if you're Exeter-Milligan, you've got to. Right now, you're thinking, okay, listen, my psyche's a little shook, but you're in a 2-score game. You just know that your mind is playing tricks on you in terms of being your own worst enemy.
2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard gain by Skinner. Wood tosses to Skinner and brought down to the backfield. Great play by Derek Luzum.
Yeah, Luzum's a good player. He understands that it's the equivalent to unbalanced with only the left guard over here. Just a real short corner. You probably got to check out of that play if you're Hemingford. You're in no man's land. Lose him is unblocked there.
You know, what I love about the way that these guys play both ways is that you've seen throughout the game already, just in the first half, players that are making maybe a mistake on offense, making up for it on defense. That's lose them saying, hey, I might have fumbled, but you're not getting past me.
That's a good point, too, Blake, because that doesn't give you a chance to sulk and pout. And I think it helps you emotionally.
Back to throw is Wood. He'll step up under pressure. He looks downfield, rolling now, throws back across the field to a wide open Brady Turek. Turek steps through one, inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, and a first down on the completion from Wood to Turek.
And if you're Taylor May, you want to get a little help from your friends, as he got the good old-fashioned lookout on the throwback. We hope that young man is okay, but how about the moxie and poise shown from, I guess he's more like aged Wood than he is Wood, because this guy's, watch this moxie here. Nothing, buys some time.
Well, Johnny,
shakes free under duress.
It's like they almost planned that out. There's no way you planned that one out, is it, Damon?
Oh, cleaned him out. Those hurt.
Big hit.
It turns 25-degree days into about 0 degrees.
And it turned a fourth down into a first down as well. Give to Skinner. Skinner inside the 5-yard line. Timeout called by the Bobcats. 34 seconds to go here in half number 1. Hemingford already on top, 12-0. Exeter-Milligan trying to turn it away here late in half number 1. So the Bobcats take the timeout. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships, you can go to netnebraska.org or just give us a call, 800-868-1868. Just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Be sure to specify the year, the sport, the school, and the class when you order by phone. It's a lasting memory for the entire family. Makes a great holiday gift as well. So order right now. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. And I can tell you, Jordan Haas, talked to him yesterday. He said, Larry, I already ordered my DVD. I didn't.
He looks like a guy that has a lot of fun doing what he's doing right now. And how big is a stop or a score here for either side in terms of psych? You got 34 seconds left. If you're Exeter-Milligan, it's like you're trying to hang on. If you're Hemingford, it's like you're trying to bring out the shovel.
Well, David, Hemingford does have a timeout. So when you look at what they can do, Woods, he's thrown the ball pretty well, but 4 yards away from the end zone, I think you give it to Skinner.
For this one, it's not rocket science for me. I'm getting the ball to 4-5.
Yeah, that's right.
Inside, give to Turek.
And Exeter-Milligan must have been thinking the same thing here. and how about that, though? It's fitting. You know, Turek got the big stop on 4th down. Then he starts the drive with the jet sweep.
Right.
You know, we're lauding his play for being a two-way guy in great shape, and then a little sneaky fullback give. Nice down block.
Yeah, Exeter's keen on Skinner here. Just didn't keep their eyes on a fullback.
How about getting movement on the nose?
Yeah, that's good work. Turek, he's got 10 touchdowns on the year. They give it to him when he needs to, and that's all I need is 4 yards there.
Your namesake, Blake Hansen, just rooting guys out.
Wood keeps it, and Wood is shut down, so 3 straight 2-point conversions fail. But Hemingford on top here with just 31 seconds before the half, 18-0.
Boy, you look at Hansen. You know, on defense, he's a force. He's a big, strong guy. Him at that center position, he just understands where to get his hands.
Yeah, he's lining up against a true nose, but gets like those good down blocking angles. That's tough to do and get that kind of movement in such a short space.
Yep, and I tell you, Exeter, they're keying on defense. They're keying on Skinner, which is going to open up plays like that.
Stay with us at halftime. Coming up at half, we'll be chatting with Bud Dahlstrom, talking about the girls' golf championships, which were held in October. We'll also take a look at the first half highlights and show you some stats. Lots coming your way at halftime of this D1 state championship game. Imagine what it's like to be from Hemingford. First ever trip to Memorial Stadium. The coach said, Jordan Haas said, it really didn't get real until they pulled up and saw Memorial Stadium. And the kids said, you know, we haven't been here since our 6th grade field trip.
And it was interesting, too. You know, we talked to Brandon Vogel on our morning show, and he's a Hemingford graduate. And you know, he was unusually confident for it's just not his style, but he got the sense that he felt good. We didn't know if he was being a homer, but it looks like he knows a lot what he's talking about.
Matthew Wood to kick it off. It'll be taken by Jensen at the 10. Jensen kicks it outside, has some room. Jensen steps inside. Jensen has room, and he's dragged down from behind on a touchdown-saving tackle by Brady Turek. What a return by Kyle Jensen.
I tell you what, Blake has been alluding to Jensen from the open, that he's the guy that looks to be electric. And look, now all of a sudden it looks like Exeter-Milligan has woke up as we take a look at the body language, because from the start here, Hemingford has been the team imposing their will, and now all of a sudden Exeter-Milligan looks to be showing a little life.
3 timeouts for the Timberwolves and 23 seconds to go after that 46-yard kick return by Kyle Jensen. Now back to throwing under pressure again. He gets rid of it, kind of lofts it in the air, pulled down by Jensen. Jensen turns it upfield inside the 5-yard line, and timeout called with 12 seconds to go. Timberwolves not going away here late in the first half.
Yeah, you can be a chemist and get into X's and O's all you want to, but football boils down to playmakers making plays. As we take a look at this, and there's that man again. 2-8, comes back to the football nicely, and now puts him in a position to score. And you got 2 timeouts left. Your full offense, your whole repertoire is wide open here. There's nothing off limits with 2 timeouts to go.
12 seconds. That's a 26-yard pass in the play. You got both quarterbacks been scrambling for their lives a little bit, but pulling a little inner Johnny, a little Johnny football right there. Sluka out to his left. That's a hard throw.
I tell you what, he's a competitor. He's made a couple of touchdown-saving tackles on defense and has weathered the storm on offenses. He's been battered and bullied, but's got his team in position to get this thing back into a 2-score game.
46-yard return, 26-yard gain, and all of a sudden they are in business. Hey, sports fans, NET is for you. We bring you more Nebraska high school sports than any other Nebraska network. For more information on dates, times, DVD sales, and available webcasts, you can visit us at netnebraska.org/sports. First down and goal from the 5. Down 18-0 here late in the half. A big drive here for the Timberwolves. Sluka outside. Jensen tries to cut it back. He's stopped at the 4. They say he was down before the fumble. No gain.
7 ticks on the clock. Is that their final timeout? They have 1 timeout remaining here. 7 ticks. You could get off a play. I don't think you want to risk anything more than that. You're either going to score here or if you can kick it, which is not quite in their wheelhouse. You got 2 downs to basically make 5 here if you're Exeter-Milligan. You know you're down 3 scores. I don't think they'll be kicking anything. You got 2 to make 5 with 1 timeout in your pocket.
So if you haven't tried a point after or a field goal all year, it's probably not in your wheelhouse.
We're going to go ahead and do some deductive reasoning there.
There you go.
You know, David, the big mo, right? You talk about the momentum right now. Right now, I'd say Exeter has the momentum, which is interesting because Hemingford obviously up by 8.
Has controlled the half.
Yeah, they have. But if you get this touchdown before the half, that's going to be a lot of energy in Exeter's locker room. And Hemingford's going to say, hey, what happened on the last drive?
And conversely, Hemingford with a stop here really has momentum going in. Big play here late in the half.
Manage the clock is the key thing.
7 seconds to go. Sluka from the shotgun. Drops back. Under pressure. Gets rid of 2 tacklers. Keeps it himself. Sluka across the end zone for the touchdown.
As time expired, gutsy. He could have pulled up and thrown the old jump pass. He says, nah, coach, I got this.
Big play to end the first half for the Timberwolves.
They had him dead to rights, too. Couldn't get him corralled. He splits the tackle and lunges across the goal line. That's a big-time play made by a big-time playmaker. Look at this. There's 2 misses here. Now watch him finish the end of this run. See, that's what we call coming out of the other end. That's a big deal, and that's worth 6 points.
Now an important 2-point conversion with no time on the clock. Ball on the ground, picked up by Sluka. He'll walk in himself. Sluka with a touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion. The backup quarterback for the Timberwolves has let him back into the game here late in half number 2.
He uses the left hand. He just puts a fork in it. Watch him scoop this thing up.
That's how you draw it up, right?
Savvy, knee never touches. Sees that thing part like the Red Sea.
Look, you hear the crowds. It's a little bit different out there. Momentum. Exeter, big play.
Part of that is an exhale. Dodged the bullet.
Let's go down to the field with Brandon.
Coach, obviously not the ideal first half you draw up, but a huge kick return, a huge scoring drive as time expires. Assess your team's performance that first half.
Well, we're definitely struggling. The turnovers put us in a hole, and our tackling is not very good. And those are things we got to get after the second half if we want a chance to get back in it. But the last drive gave us a little momentum, hopefully, going in the second half.
Your offense puts up 58 points a game, so you guys can score. What do you tell your guys at halftime to remind them of that, how good your offense is and what they can do?
Just, again, go over the things that we need to work on, how to be a little more efficient with what we're doing, go back to some of our basics, and get back after them.
Coach, good luck second half.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brandon, and thanks to Coach Dean Philippi. Under duress and pressure, Sluka steps up, delivers the touchdown as time expires. We head to the halftime, 18-8, Hemingford.
Century, you understand the power of generations, the value of nurturing and developing those who will carry on the legacy of agriculture and food production. That's why the Aurora Cooperative helps young people gain the experience, expertise, and wisdom to feed the world, be good stewards, become responsible community leaders, and continue setting the example for the generations that follow. The Aurora Cooperative, growing opportunities.
For over a year, I saw no one except my family. I'm a mother, it seems, and these are my children. And soon enough, they'll leave home, and I suppose my heart will be broken. But for now, this is my life as a turkey.
Wednesday night at 8 Central Time on NET1.
NET Sports coverage of the 2013 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, by Education Quest Foundation, and by the Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Back at Memorial Stadium, halftime at the Class D1 State Championship. Hemingford on top, 18-8. It was a late touchdown drive and two-point conversion. It gives the Timberwolves hope as we are at halftime. Joined now by Assistant Director of the NSAA, Bud Dahlstrom. Thanks for joining us one more time. We're going to talk girls golf. So tell us how things go this year for the girls golf tournament back in October.
Yeah, it seemed like a while ago, middle of October. Of course, the girls face the process every year that as we get closer to that middle of October, late of the month, we have seasonal changes to deal with. And for some reason, again this year, we had one of those systems come through. 3 sites, of course, 3 classes in girls golf. Class A up in Norfolk, Class B here in Lincoln, and Class C in Columbus. The Class A and Class C sites on the first day of the event had between 2.5 and 3 inches of rain. And we just couldn't get the girls out on the golf course. We tried everything we could. We have, of course, limited daylight by then, too, because the days are getting shorter. So they were forced, unfortunately, to come back the next day and have a one-day 18-hole championship. However, in Lincoln at the Class B site, we were a little luckier. We only had, say, under a ½ inch of rain for that first round, and we were able to get in both days. So a 36-hole championship for the girls in Class B in Lincoln, and it turned out to be a great event. I think you're probably going to show how the results came out here pretty soon, but the girls, you know, they play their hearts out. They're very poised. We had 3 great championship teams again.
So let's talk about, obviously the weather impacted B or A and C, not B, but, host contracts. I know, we're always looking for courses and cities to host the Girls State Championships, and here you see the Class A winner was Grand Island, B is Scottsbluff, Class C is Minden. We talk about those contracts.
Right. You know, I get questions from time to time. How do you get to host an NSAA golf championship? And at the present time, we are dealing with 3-year cycles, just the way it came out in both girls and boys this last contract agreement session. We have 1 more year to go for both girls and boys, and then about a year from now, we will be accepting proposals from communities who have tied in with their golf courses or their convention and visitors bureaus that are interested in hosting one of these golf championships. And our board of directors has been very receptive to having anyone that's interested that would like to make a proposal come in and give us their pitch, and we see how things come out, and that's how we start that process to get different locations involved in some of our state championships.
Yeah, I guess unlike, you know, football or basketball, a floor is a floor, is a field is a field. A golf course can be a little different. It can be nice to see different courses. Talk about the volunteer help that I know is so important to many of these events you put on.
Well, you know, we couldn't do this without the volunteers, and to talk about golf, you know, just the scoring aspect alone, you don't have 2 team scores that you have to be concerned about. Every player in the field has their own score. They have a score that's posted over 2 days, and each day they have 18 holes and a score for each hole to work with. So we have great volunteers. For the girls' championships, we have about 170 volunteers that we get to work with us, volunteer to take days off and to miss appointments and things to come out and help us. They really get to be close to the girls in golf because we send an adult with each group and they help them keep score, keep the pace moving. The boys' side, we have over 200 volunteers that help us in the spring for 4 classes of boys golf championships. And so we want to say thanks to all the volunteers who have helped us in the past, and if anyone's interested, if you look on our website in the golf sections, you'll be able to fill out a form if you're willing, and we'd like to hear from you and maybe get you a job this spring. We've got 2 sites in Lincoln.
I think of worse ways to spend a day.
Oh yeah, and you know, those people come off the course and they are so impressed with the way the kids behave and their poise and maturity. It's really a great thing to be involved with.
Thanks, Bud. Appreciate it. Bud Dahlstrom with the NSAA. We're at halftime of the Class D1 State Championship. Hemingford on top of Exeter-Milligan. We'll take a look at highlights and stats when we come back.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
When you've been around for more than a century, you understand the power of generations, the value of nurturing and developing those who will carry on the legacy of agriculture and food production. That's why the Aurora Cooperative helps young people gain the experience, expertise, and wisdom to feed the world, be good stewards, become responsible community leaders, and continue setting the example for the generations that follow. The Aurora Cooperative, growing opportunities.
Participating in Nebraska high school activities has taught me about teamwork.
I've learned how to lead among my peers.
At my high school, I have set goals and I work hard to accomplish them.
I like to run on my cross country team. It makes me feel good about myself.
Thank you, Nebraska, for your support of the Nebraska School Activities Association.
It was easy to play Batman.
We used to say, we put on our tights to put on the world.
Wonder Woman represented a lot of breakthroughs.
Thursday night at 7 Central Time on NET1.
Chilly morning here in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Class D1 State Championship. Hemingford on top of the Timberwolves from Exeter-Milligan, 18-8. Let's take a look now at some first half highlights between the Bobcats and the T-Wolves early on. Milligan goes to the air, but picked off by Matthew Wood, and Wood returns it. Both of these teams having trouble getting going for two teams that average better than 55 points a game. Turnovers, fourth down, non-conversions were a factor, but then the Bobcats begin to get it going. Wood finds Foster for the touchdown, then the toss outside, and a great carry by Ethan Skinner to the outside for a 20-yard touchdown run. That made it 12-0, and then after another turnover, Turek goes in for a touchdown. 18-zip, and the Timberwolves wondering what was going on. Timberwolves played some great defense early, then they got it going on the pitch outside. Chinson with a good carry. Right before halftime, the big drive, a nice 26-yard gain down to the 5-yard line, and then as time expires, dipping through two tacklers, keeping it himself, James Sluka goes into the end zone. The two-point conversion is good, and that's where we stand right now. And Damon, a look at the halftime statistics.
Yeah, you look at the poise and the savvy to get Exeter-Milligan back. That was the part of the experience you thought that they would rely on when the game first started. As you take a look at the stats, they're struggling to find consistency in the ground game, which I think has got their offense off schedule, but the numbers in yellow. The points off of turnovers and the turnovers themselves. So how are you building on that if you're Exeter-Milligan at the half? Are you saying, hey, listen, we put ourselves in this situation, and if you're Hemingford, how do I continue to do what we do? Because believe me, they have gone after the football, and they'll continue to do so.
We are at halftime, D1 State Championship. Second half to come right here on NET Sports.
It's everything. Having someone to watch your back, to make things better, safer. As we get closer to the 2014 deadline to buy health insurance, rely on Blue. We'll help you navigate the new healthcare law and make smart choices for you and your family. Call or visit us at the Blue store at nebraskablue.com. It's time. Find what you need. We've got your back. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
NET is Nebraska's home for sports. This is the season of Husker volleyball, basketball, and high school championships. To keep our remote truck on the road and NET Sports on the air, it takes a steady stream of support from viewers all across the state. Ensure that we can deliver NET Sports action to your home in the year to come. Please make a year-end gift to the Sports Partners Club. Thank you.
NET Sports coverage of the 2013 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, by Education Quest Foundation, and by the Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Chilly morning here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the D1 State Championship. Jordan Haas, head coach of Hemingford, is with Brandon Axelman.
He's never been here before. You get your opening drive, you fumble it. Things could have fallen off the wheels for you right from the beginning, but instead you turn around and put up 18 points in the first half.
Well, our kids have faced adversity all year. They've had some bad things happen to them all year, and basically we just kind of brush it off. It's part of the game. Good, you're going to go through peaks and valleys. Good things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. So we just kind of brush it off, and we got to play our game then.
Never been here before, first time as a coach, in the halftime, first time at a state championship game. What was the speech you gave?
You know what? We played really well, except for the last minute of the first half. We got to finish. Sluke is a really good player, and he made a couple plays, so we just got to make sure we finish. We got to tackle his hips because he's pretty elusive if we try and go high.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Brandon, and thank you to Jordan Haas for spending a few minutes with us here to begin the second half. It is Hemingford on top, 18-8 on top of the Timberwolves. And interesting, talked about Sluka, had an opportunity to make a couple of plays there late in the half to prevent that long scoring drive, and Sluka made plays.
Absolutely. In a game of this magnitude, your playmakers have to make plays, especially like Blake alluded to earlier in the broadcast, where they appear, at least on paper, to be pretty evenly balanced. And you thought that if there was an X factor, it would be experience. But thus far, that hasn't remotely been a factor. It has been that guy right there in Skinner being the bell cow for Hemingford and Exeter-Milligan's ability to not value the football.
You know what's interesting about this is that you can say that Exeter has turned the ball over 4 times. Now, has Hemingford forced those 4
Yeah,
times?
they have been takeaways outside of the original.
Right.
They have really attacked the football.
Right.
There's a look at Dean Philippi, the head coach of Exeter-Milligan. A big touchdown right before half and 2-point conversion to make it 18-8 as we get set for third quarter action. Well, NET is your ticket to exciting sports action right in your living room, and you can help us deliver inspiring sports programming by becoming a member of the NET Sports Partners Club. Your contribution helps to ensure that your favorite sports programs continue for years to come, and you'll receive some great thank you gifts. With NET's appreciation for your support, you can log on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners and become a member today. Great to be able to bring you these state high school championships across the state of Nebraska right here on NET. 3 today. The Class D2 coming up. Then tonight, Class B state championship as York squares off with Scott, and it's going to be chillier tonight than it is. Although it doesn't look like it can get much more chillier than she was, does it?
I tell you what, I've never paid so much attention to the 5-day forecast as I did last week, knowing what tomorrow night's going to bring. So you got, when you get to at this level, at this stage of the season, weather is a non-factor. I mean, you got to embrace the moment, and that's what all these teams will be here doing.
All bundled up and ready to go for the second half. Here's a look at what's coming up over the next couple of days. Of course, the D1 title right now. Class D2 later this afternoon at 2:30. Falls City Sacred Heart taking on Stewart. Omaha Scott will be squaring off against York. In Class C1 tomorrow morning, it's Cozad and Ashland Greenwood. Then C2, Aquinas back one more time, looking for a state championship again, taking on Donovan Trumbull, their first ever visit here to Memorial Stadium. That ought to be fun. And then Class A games should be an interesting one. My broadcast partner Damon Benning will be down on the sideline trying to warm his hands tomorrow night as his Omaha North Vikings take on West Side, a couple of 11-1 teams. Give you the insight on that one.
I tell you what, a lot very similar teams led by their ground game and do just enough in the passing game to keep opponents off balance. But the thing I hope that we'll see tomorrow is what we've seen all year from both teams, and that is physical play. Both teams will hit you, and will hit you for 4 quarters.
I think a lot of people will be tuning in too to see this running back that everybody's heard
that one guy
so much about, Calvin Strong.
I tell you what, Westside boasts a pair in their own, led by Lane Yates, who's a tremendous tailback in his own right.
Should be a good one. That's coming up tomorrow night, and we'll conclude our 6 state championship games that we'll be able to bring you right here on NET Sports. So 18-8, ready to go here for the third quarter. Exeter-Milligan will kick it away. Dustin Axline will kick deep to Skinner and Turret. Squibb right through the middle will be picked up and fallen on right at about the 28-yard line. So that's where the Bobcats will begin this second half of play.
Typically in a game like this that is evenly matched, the first series will tell you a lot about how the rest of the game is going to go. Exeter-Milligan has a chance to make a statement, or again, if you're Hemingford, you got a chance to reestablish your 19 minutes of dominance in the first half.
Well, I looked at Wood, and coming out after halftime, I know this team is confident. They gave up that touchdown at the end of the half, but on offense, they've been moving the ball pretty well. Not as many yards as they usually get, but moving it down the field.
Skinner, the lone back, gets it right into the pile, falls forward for a gain of 2 or 3 yards. That'll bring up second down and long here for the Bobcats.
Right away, going back to their bell cow in Skinner. And Exeter-Milligan trying to find a way to continue to be stout at the point of attack. They've actually played pretty well on defense, given the amount of opportunities that Hemingford has had going into this one.
I'd say that Kyle Jensen, I know we talked about it in the half, but if you look across the board, he's a guy that I look to on defense to come and set the edge, make sure that they're not getting outside on him, and maybe step up again in the passing game.
Make the give to Skinner. They throw it out in the flat to Colt Foster. Foster turns it upfield, a gain of about 5 more yards. That'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 2 yards for the Bobcats on their first drive here of this second half. Good look there at Jordan Haas in his 4th year. We talked to him right before the half. You know, the entire Haas family involved in this football program. His dad keeps stats on the sideline. Mom is an EMT. She comes along to help the kids on the sideline, drives the bus. His brother Joe is a special teams assistant. He's up in the box, kind of his eye in the sky. It is a family affair for this Haas team as the give and driving forward is Ethan Skinner. Skinner gets enough for the first down by about a half yard.
Well, that doesn't typify the workmanlike effort that we've seen from Hemingford in the first half and the first minute of the second half. It's been all about his effort and it's about his will.
Yeah, and if you're Hemingford, you know, you're up by a couple scores here. You could just run the ball. You don't really need to put the ball in the air. And you got a couple interceptions on the day, and you don't have to do that. You can give the ball to Skinner. But look at this, right as I say that, they go to the spread look.
It's amazing the time of possession has been about even in this game. You don't get that illusion.
Turek and Skinner spread out wide. Wood in the backfield by himself, goes downfield. Turek dives, but just out of his reach. Good coverage provided there by Taylor May for the T-Wolves.
Good to see May back after he took that crackback block early in the first half. He's got coverage on Turek, who has kind of flown under the radar on this one. He does a lot of things well. He's one of those guys, he's a jack of all trades, master of none. Good, well-rounded football player right there.
He got his hands on the ball, and the one thing we talked about Wood and what he does, size-wise, he's a big guy. Matthew Wood, he's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's got a good arm on him. As a junior, he might come out and be a leader as a quarterback. As a senior, this is great experience for this quarterback.
2nd down and 10. Fake the give. Wood will keep it. Out to midfield. Good hit after a short gain of about 2.
Tell you what, that is playing at the POA, the point of attack. If you're Exeter-Milligan, you take a look at this fit in the run game. Wake-up call right there for Mr. Wood early in the second half. If he wasn't warmed up then, he's what he is now.
Axline with the tackle. 3rd down now, 3rd and 8 for the Bobcats. Right at midfield.
Gone with the glove too in the second half on the left hand. He was gloveless in the first half.
Skinner in the backfield, fake the give, Wood to throw. Over the middle, got a man wide open and just over the top of his head. Couldn't quite get it. Turek was open across the middle.
I really like these concept routes. Those little skinny posts are there. You get the nice little stem to the outside. Watch him come out of the backfield. Nice little wheel route. That is outstanding. And that's hard to diagnose. I mean, he comes from behind the quarterback. You don't see him right away, and then he's on you quick.
You know, Jensen was right there at the point of attack, too. I mean, this Exeter team, they're coming out and they're playing aggressive here, forcing the punt on the first drive.
I like their offense conceptually. They're doing a lot for 8 men.
Kamen now back to punt it away. Kamen with a good kick into the end zone, and so it will be the Timberwolves' first opportunity of this second half, down 18-8.
When you only have 8 guys on the field and 3 or 4 of those guys are going to be on your offensive line, their versatility with the run and the pass game is pretty impressive. I like Coach Haas's creativity for Hemingford.
Hey, I want to remind you, you can also watch today's game live on your computer, tablet, your smartphone at netnebraska.org/sports or on the new NET Nebraska app, available free for Android and Apple devices. Get the app at netnebraska.org/apps. The toss goes outside to Kyle Jensen. You know, Jesper Anker was a member of this Exeter-Milligan team last year from Denmark. He's gone back home, and he's at home in Denmark watching his former Exeter-Milligan team, the foreign exchange student.
Tell you what, there must be something about Nebraska and Denmark. We've got a tremendous kicker from Omaha North that is from Denmark as well, who is a phenomenal athlete. Phenomenal.
So Jesper, if you're out there, Jesper Anker, if you're watching from Denmark, shoot us an email, sports@netnebraska.org, and tell us where you're watching and what you think of the game. Exeter-Milligan with that big touchdown to end that first half. Under pressure is Sluka, and Sluka is dropped in the backfield on the pressure by Ethan Skinner.
Instant replay. The inability to block Skinner And Sluka under duress. He gets a good read. He sits on the down block and says, you know what? No one's impeding my progress. Here I come.
That was a slide technique by the offensive line. They all slid left and just left Skinner wide open. I don't know if that's designed for Sluka to throw over his head or avoid it, but that's a tough guy to throw around.
Yeah, I know a lot of things, and one of them, or I don't know much, but one thing I do know is I wouldn't leave that guy unblocked.
Your real feelings were indicated earlier when you say, I know a lot of things.
We call that a Freudian.
That's right. Sluka under pressure, tipped in the air, pulled down and dropped. But once again, Sluka under tremendous pressure, and the incompletion forces them to kick it away.
Now, going into this one, Blake, did you feel like Hemingford had the advantage up front? I was pretty impressed with Exeter-Milligan last week against Creighton, who was pretty physical up front and a little bit bigger than Exeter-Milligan. But right now, Hemingford having their way in the trenches in this one.
Yeah, that's Blake Hansen gets his hands in the air, almost pulls that one down. But across the board, Exeter, they got a great rushing attack. They go to the pass a couple times on the first drive of the second half.
Gotta like Jordan Haas's attitude. He's just out there having fun.
Yeah, and his team plays that way.
Yeah, they do.
They play that way. They, again, big body language guy. You could tell that they're like, Memorial Stadium, we do this in our sleep. I know we don't have movie theaters in our hometown. Let's hit 2 on the way there.
Yep.
Let's make a roadie out of this. Might as well have fun, fellas. He's great. He's got the full beard.
Well, tonight on NAT television, routine traffic stops are turning into big marijuana busts along Nebraska's Interstate 80 and Marijuana Crossroads. NAT News explores the growing marijuana industry that's coming from Colorado and how Nebraska will respond. Marijuana Crossroads airs after the Class B championship game tonight at 10 Central, right here on NET1. 18-8 Hemingford. Both teams have had one possession here in the second half. Second upcoming for the Bobcats.
Both teams went to the air earlier in the second half.
That's
I think they might have seen something that they liked on the edges, but you got to pull down the pass. I say go to the run play here with Skinner.
Skinner back in there. He's the lone back. Wood keeps it, pulls it out of his belly. Read option to the right, a gain of about 5. Flag down on the play.
I was just getting ready to say that's an outstanding job by Benj on the edge with the reach block, but they might have got him on a hold. His hand got out a little late to help Wood turn the corner. Initially, he was real good. He tried to get him turned. We'll watch Benj here. Get him step to the next level. Gets him turned. That's tough. Good little technician. I like how he climbed to the second level. Did you see him post and reach?
He did. I like that.
I see you, big fella.
A couple Benjes on this team. That's an offense. That's a family that knows how to play football.
Both in that offensive line, Trevor and Tanner Benj. Trevor the senior, Tanner the sophomore.
And see, now they've got Hemingford off schedule here. You gotta win on this down.
First and 21. Bobbled snap given to Turek up the middle. Turek with the short gain brings up second down now and long for the Bobcats.
A little quick hitter here.
That could have been bad.
Handle the snap. That's a good job of
That's why he's got the glove on, damn it.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he is. He is.
That's a tape job. That's actually not a glove. I knew he took a shot on that left hand.
Option outside.
Look at this.
Skinner with room. Skinner steps through one. Gets about half of the distance to go. That'll bring up third down and about 8 yards to go for the Bobcats.
As Skinner just hit the century mark, we take a look at the replay. This little short side option has been there. Look how quick that thing opens up. There's Sluka having to make an open field tackle. That's about as much wiggle as you're going to get from Skinner.
He doesn't have to do too much of it. Big boy running downhill. Most games he's going to have the size advantage, and he does have it there, but this is good form tackling by Exeter. Big play here on third down.
Third and long. You got to find a way to get off the field if you're Exeter-Milligan.
Back to throw is Wood. Looked like it was batted at the line of scrimmage.
Newsom getting loose. I believe he got that on the line of scrimmage. He does a good job of using his hands. Playing off the block. He's long, got the long reach. That's what happens when you have those short drops. You don't get a lot of clearance room as a QB. Newsom able to get those big paws up there. He just looks long, doesn't he?
Yeah, 6'3", 185. He's a junior. This is great experience. Played some last year.
So Kyle Kamen in to punt it away. Kamen averages 35 per punt on the season. high into the air.
It's going to spin backwards.
Bounces and rolls down near the 10-yard line, about the 10 or 11, and it will be down there, and that's where the Timberwolves will take over. Well, next Monday night, NET Television's Nebraska's Capitol Masterpiece explores the enduring nature of our state capitol building. Masterpiece of art and architecture and the spirit of everything Nebraska. Nebraska's Capitol Masterpiece airs Monday, December 2nd, 7 p.m. Central on NET1. We're going to look at Memorial Stadium, a chilly morning here as we move into the afternoon. Hemingford on top, 18-8. Exeter-Milligan with its second possession upcoming. And Sluka has seen a lot of pressure from that Bobcat defense. From the 11, 1st and 10. Sluka on the option outside to Jensen. Jensen puts the head down and barrels through a couple of tackles for a gain of 4.
2nd and 6 puts you in a position, if you're Exeter-Milligan, where you feel like you're still on schedule. They don't have to change their offense much. And let's see now if they commit to the ground game and trying to get between the tackles here.
No, we talked about the Benjes on offense. Trevor Benjes did a great job on defense for Hemingford, trying to set the edge there. Let's see if they can stop him, but I think you go to the wide side of the field here, keep the run game going.
Under pressure is Sluka again, and busting through is Blake Hansen to blow it up. Hansen gets the sack.
Well, good thing they did. They had a designed pass play here. You had the backside wide receiver wide open on the outside. You can see here, watch the tight end sneak out. This is going to be a pass. But they're in the backfield before Sluka has time to look up.
How about the young fella, Denton Payne, getting some early snaps at nose, buying some time. He's a freshman. Talk about been here, done that. He can't relate to either.
5'7", 210 freshman. Under pressure again. Sluka escapes one, throws it up in the air, across his body to a wide open.
Look out.
And Exeter-Milligan on its way. There goes Luzum. Luzum will go the distance. Touchdown, Exeter-Milligan. What a play by Sluka. 68-yard touchdown.
Wow.
W. You talk about a guy, and your quarterback, he's just been trying to make play after play after play. Almost you get the sense that he's trying to do too much. And all of a sudden, he plants, and
look at
Sluka
this.
airmails one. Look at him. By time, he eludes the rush.
Almost a safety. He turns a safety.
Oh, that's outstanding. You got the sense
touchdown.
You get the sense he'd be a great player on the playground.
Schoolyard, yep.
And here goes Luzum. And that's just what he did. He lost him en route to 6.
18-14, two-point conversion under pressure. And the two-point conversion, no good, but 18-14, the Timberwolves back within 4, and they've made it a game midway through this third.
Here's the deal. How would you like to be Hemingford, where you know you're winning the turnover battle, you're controlling the line of scrimmage, and the 2 plays that Exeter-Milligan has scored on have been fluky, to say the least. The ball hits the ground on one play, and we got a little back foot Johnny right here. Look at this here by James Sluka.
That's
off balance.
You won't see that form in any playbook, I'll tell you that much. But if you're the Sluka family, you're going to look around for a picture of Trevor coming to this game, or James coming to this game, and he's going to sit back, and you want to see him in the pocket. There hasn't been a throw yet where
he can set his feet and deliver the football.
There's not a good picture of Sluka throwing the ball yet. He's on his back foot. He's getting hit in the head. Great play at quarterback.
Hey, great opportunity to stay in touch with NET. You can log on to Facebook.com/NET Sports and become a fan. Leave questions, comments, see what's happening even behind the scenes, and see what's coming up next on NET Sports. Don't forget while you're there to click like. It's fast, it's fun, it's easier than ever to be part of Nebraska's only statewide sports network on Facebook.com/NET Sports.
That was an unbelievable play. I mean, that was off his back foot to even see him on the backside.
Right. All right, so kickoff will go to the Bobcats, taken by Skinner. Skinner with some room out to the 30-yard line, so a good return, and now the Bobcats will have to answer. That lead has shrunk to 4.
If you're Hemingford, you have to be saying to yourself, gosh, you know what? We've played pretty good football and been sound to only be up 4 points in this football game. And now your lack of experience, you cannot allow to be a factor. Don't check the rearview mirror. Continue to do what you've done if you're Hemingford.
from the 30-yard line. Here are the Bobcats. Give to Skinner, fumbled it. On the ground, does Skinner get back on top of it? He did. It will stay with Hemingford.
Damon, I was going to say one thing that you cannot do is turn the ball over. Right now you're winning the turnover margin. Skinner just didn't get the handoff cleanly there. Puts on the turf.
Let's go down to the field with Brandon.
Guys, after that last Timberwolves touchdown, Hemingford defensive coordinator Randy Hemingford got his team together, said, hey, we knew this game would be a battle of highs and lows, valleys, peaks and valleys. He said, right now that was a low. It's time for us to get back at the peak of the valley, at the top, get some momentum back going, get a touchdown here, get back in control of this game.
2nd down and 9 as Wood back to throw, goes deep and just over the outstretched hands of Brady Turek.
Well, I tell you, if you're Turek, he doesn't want to head tap and say, hey, listen, you know what, I can win out here, but without drawing to attention to himself, Turek is a nightmare out there for a matchup. He's a physical guy. He looks to run pretty well. He's got Sluka on him, who's, you know, another two-way guy. He can win out there one-on-one, but you can't be distracted and get off schedule if you're Hemingford by trying to make the big play.
Behind the down and distance, 3rd down and 9 are the Bobcats. Skinner in the backfield along with Wood. Options out. Skinner breaks one. Out past the 35, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A long 4-2, probably closer to 5. Decision time. No decision up 4.
Yeah, I think you go for the punt here. Pretty good field position on that last punt. They trapped him back, had Exeter almost to a safety. Exeter with a long pass to score. Hemingford not doing too much on offense so far this half.
So came it in there to punt it away. Low line drive punt. Sluka will retreat, take it at his 2-yard line. And Sluka stopped right there in his tracks by Colt Foster.
And you're going to get a block in the back to boot. Hopefully Jensen can get up. He's on the bottom of an ugly pile. It'll be half the distance, and they'll back him up.
A return of about 4, as you see, picked it up at the 2.
We'll see the tail end of that. And I don't know, I mean, he's trying to make a play. Fortunate to not have nobody hurt on that one, but they'll back him up half the distance.
Sometimes you can commit on those punt returns. You can commit to the block, but you know, when you kind of have an angle on them, then they can turn their back. That just happens there.
I'll tell you, Colt Foster, another guy that has been underappreciated today. He has been all over the place.
Receiving team, 1st down.
Yeah, Colt Foster had the early touchdown catch for Hemingford on had the big block on the early play in the first half, but he's the first guy down on kickoff or on punt coverage right there. 6'3", 210, big kid down the field.
And you got about 3 yards in terms of room for error if you're Exeter-Milligan. You got to do a better job of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Back to the end zone. Sluka gives it up the middle. Jensen earned them a little breathing room out to about the 6-yard line.
A little quick hitter there. He's looking for a little face mask call here. Again, if you got a quick hitter in your base offense, if you're Exeter-Milligan to the fullback, it is there. Got to do it on a manageable down, maybe a 1st and 10, a 2nd and short, where you have some flexibility.
2nd down and 7 upcoming. Kyle Jensen in the backfield along with Dustin Axline. Sluka fakes the give. Sluka under pressure again, and he'll be dropped once again. Blake Hansen. Hansen has been all over the place. 122 tackles on the season. Hansen has been busy this afternoon.
Great recognition by Hemingford, who showed kind of a shade look. They had both guards covered up with the linebacker, but did not allow the little play action backside. They did not fall asleep. Guys stayed at home. Well-coached bunch, and then there's that man again, your namesake, Blake Hansen, who has been all over the place.
You know, if there was a Blake on the field and he's number 40, he's probably going to be pretty damn good. I'll tell you that.
What number were you, Blake?
40.
Oh, okay. I wasn't following the train of thought there. Sluka dips inside on the option out to about the 9-yard line, so that'll bring up 4th down and 4.
Boy, would he like to have that one again. You saw Jensen come wide open on the toss after you. I like the initial savvy to pump fake on the pitch. He got on the edge about 4 yards downfield. He had Jensen available for a ton of real estate.
Well, there was an earlier pitch by Sluka where he just kind of didn't see it.
Yeah.
Just kind of tossed it. Maybe coach said, hey, hold on to it once you get in traffic.
Especially with your backup, when you're backed up to your own end here.
So Garrett Pribble in there to punt it away from his own end zone. Pribble gets it away.
Bounce
off
away
the
again.
side of his foot.
Those back spinners are tough on this turf.
Yes, it is.
32-yard line, and Hemingford will take over in Timberwolves territory. A 4-point lead, 2 minutes to go in the third.
The field position is the pendulum is now swung. You're on Hemingford is on their half of the field now. They have won the kicking game the last 2 exchanges. There's been about 16 to 18 yards right there in hidden yardage.
Skinner back at the eye. Turek in front of him. A hard count by Wood. Gives it to Skinner. Skinner, quick hitter right up the middle.
You know, Damon, sometimes it's the little things in football. And those hard counts, they haven't done it all game. What it does is it forces the Exeter to kind of get back on their heels a little bit.
You relax just a second.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we almost jumped, and all of a sudden you got four or five in your kitchen.
It's the little things sometimes. That's what I love about Hemingford. They've brought out a little bit of different tactics to offset Exeter, because Exeter comes in with a lot of experience in this type of game.
Give to the fullback. Turek with the carry. A gain of 2. That'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And if you're Hemingford, see, right now you're winning in terms of what you want to do. You got the good gain on 1st down with 6 plus. Now you're in 3rd and manageable with a good positive gain on 2nd down. And you can afford to stay in your double tight eye look, which Exeter-Milligan, in my opinion, has had a hard time handling thus far today.
3rd down and 1. Turek again puts his head down, crosses the 22 down to the 21, and that will be enough for a 1st down.
And Blake, see, those are what we call soul snatchers, where they get into double tight, you get a helmet on a helmet, you get 2 backs coming downhill in that ISO game. It's a testament of wills with weather like this out here today when you know you need the football back.
Right, I think a lot of the defensive line play for Exeter has been pretty strong. They're getting to the 2nd level pretty quick. That's a credit to Hemingford's offensive line.
From the 21. Skinner tripped up as he...
A little pinch right there. See, that's Exeter-Milligan's adjustment, all right? Instead of handling blocks, base, mano-y-mano, you see them pinch a little bit. Everybody with a little inside slant. If you're a tight end and you're in, you don't want to allow, actually, if you're anywhere along the line of scrimmage, you don't want to allow people to play across your face. Line, loose them to knife in there and make that play for a short gain.
2nd down and 9. Skinner again spins out of the tackle. Defense right there, converging quickly after the short gain of about 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. About 6, maybe 7 yards to go. We'll call it 6 for the 1st.
It is amazing in a rapidly moving 3rd quarter to see old school counter. We don't see that on Friday nights very much anymore.
So 14 unanswered points by the Timberwolves, and we've got a game as we head to the final 12 minutes of play. Bobcats on top by 4.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Over the years, the Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association has supported many Nebraska athletes by helping them excel physically. But the mental game is just as important. That's why we're pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and as leaders. We're proud to team up with these exceptional individuals. Together we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Start of the 4th quarter of play in the Class D1 State Championship. Bobcats with the ball, 3rd down and 6. Up by 4. Big stop here for Exeter-Milligan. A hard count on the option outside. Skinner still on his feet, pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down.
I tell you what, that's a heck of a play by Jensen, because if he doesn't get him out of bounds there, Skinner is on his way down the sidelines for 6 more.
We've seen that happen before. Skinner to the edge.
Take a look at this real estate. You know, Jensen's really got no business jumping inside, so he put himself in a bad situation there when he sees the down block. But big fella had real estate if Jensen doesn't make that play.
Sun now peeking out here at Memorial Stadium on 4th down and 3. Big play in the game. Timberwolves down by 4, need a stop. Give up the middle, shut down. Good defense on that interior. Pribble underneath there, comes up from the bottom of the pile. Garrett Pribble, the 6 foot, 200-pound senior with the stop.
Pretty unsung here as we watch him close and pinch down the line of scrimmage. He does a good job. His offensive lineman head gets down, then you get down. You squeeze the hole, you come down on the line of scrimmage and make the play on dive. Again, 2 well-coached football teams right now in terms of fundamentals.
They are. Pribble's got 75 tackles in the year. Make that 85, averages 7 a game. So he's a good job on offense and on defense. Pribble will give you props, man.
Sluka drop down. Who else? Blake Hansen there from that middle linebacker spot.
Boy, I'm running out of superlatives for this young man. Look at this A-gap stunt, and then he closes.
Well, I think
the closing speed by the big fella. Look at that. He's waving him. Motion. Get here.
Hemingford, they found something they like with that blitz with Hansen, because he had 5.5 sacks in the year, all 5.5 in the playoffs. So this is a guy, he's just getting in the backfield. They found something they like, especially against this extra offense who's trying to get to the edge again.
Yeah, conceptually, you've got to leave one in or slide protect in order if you want to pick that up.
Loss of 1 on the last play and a flag down.
And that's sneaky too with the encroachment, because now all of a sudden,
dead ball, encroachment.
Now all of a sudden
defense.
You're back on schedule with
down
your offense.
Remains 2.
You know, that's like a 5-yard gain on 1st down when you had established some momentum. Now you're at 2nd and back to manageable with 6 again, where there's a lot more pages in your playbook.
That's right. We'll see how Hemingford holds up. We'll talk about what they've done so far in the playoffs, but this is a team that can stop the comeback. They got that big 2nd down here.
Back to throw is Sluka, under pressure again, steps up. Sluka evades 2 tacklers, still on his feet. Sluka to the outside. Sluka has some room, cuts it back. Big gain for James Sluka.
Highlight reel Sluka.
Kid is unbelievable. You can tell he doesn't have the natural savvy and poise of a quarterback in terms of presence in the pocket, but what he can do is make plays as the good old-fashioned tailback that he is.
Sluka.
Let him get vertical. Hey, I would call him slippery. There's another SL word, because this guy has been unbelievable to try to contain. Look at his vision here. Getting vertical right away, head down, looking to make plays.
Jukin James Slippery Sluka.
34 yards on the carry. And now the bobbled snap. Sluka grabs it and falls to the ground. Hansen there to bring him to the ground. 34 yards on that last carry, and now into Bobcat territory.
There's a ton of good individual play, whether it's Hansen or Sluka or Skinner or Wood or even Jensen. The Turk I like. I mean, there's just name after name, but what you can arrive at in a consensus is that both these teams have embraced the moment. 2 well-coached football teams getting this thing rightfully so down to a 1-score game here late in the 4th.
2nd down and 11. Toss outside. Jensen shut down, blown up on that outside by Colt Foster.
You know, last week Hemingford was up big. They ended up winning the game 44-26 over Overton, but Overton came back. They came screaming back in the 4th quarter. So this is a little bit of the similar situation where you come in the 2nd half up big, 18-8, and a little momentum coming the way of Exeter-Milligan with the play of Sluka. But they've stopped him before. Can they do it today?
Coach Haas hit the nail on the head too. He says, we've had some highs and lows. We've faced adversity before. We won't panic.
Here's where Sluka's made his big plays from the shotgun. Sluka drops back, pressure again. Sluka gets rid of it.
Double toe touch, he's in. Got both feet, and Sluka took a shot.
Yes, he did. Short gain on the completion of about 3 yards. That will bring up 4th down and 9. One more look.
We're going to buy some time here. Tucks it, gets rid of it, and off balance. Nice toe touch.
Yeah.
4th and 7 here. Too soon? 9 minutes to go for it? I guess not.
Close enough. This is a team that is ready. They got Hemingford back on their heels, but it's not typical plays that are working. It's kind of the breakdowns and Sluka making plays with his feet.
He takes a deep breath before he approaches center. Great camera work right there by guys in the truck.
From the 26, steps out of 1, looks downfield, gets rid of another tackler, puts his head down, out of bounds, and he will come up short of the 1st down.
It is not for lack of effort. Sluka, man, he's putting the team on his back a little bit. Now he's got to go right back to defense. Hemingford, most of your players stay out there, but huge 4th down stop.
Take a look at the replay here. The inability to seal the edge. Skinner sets the table there. Sluka breaks free. Just too many players from Hemingford hustling to the football.
So Hemingford now will take over on downs right at the 20-yard line. Skinner in the backfield along with Turek. The give is to Skinner, and Skinner drugged down from behind. Jesse Hall in there on the stop. Kyle Jensen there as well.
Tell you, an underappreciated guy thus far for Exeter-Milligan has been Garrett Pribble. That guy has been everywhere, and his counterpart in Colt Foster. These guys on the D-line, you've got to be able to run in 8-man. There aren't these sit-down, hunker-down against the run kind of guys. You've got to be a good athlete.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 for Skinner. Skinner brought down again by Jensen. Lose him there as well to take him to the turf.
One of my favorite stories of the state championship game is you look at the clock, and there's some guys in the field that say this is the last 8 minutes of my career.
Yep.
And that's the guys you talk about: Pribble, Jesse Hall, Nate Oliver. They're going to come up big. Sluka. These guys know they have 8 minutes to bring it back to Exeter-Milligan, and they're going to hunker down on defense. Huge 3rd down for Exeter.
6 to go. 3rd and 6. Up by 4. Toss outside to Skinner. Skinner ducks it up, and he will come up short of the 1st down. Good play on the outside. Lose him there again, along with, there he is, Garrett Pribble.
I tell you what, the inability to win on the edge, mano y mano. Lose him, forces the quick pitch. And look at Pribble, again, getting down the line of scrimmage. See, that's outstanding. His ears must have been burning. He knows we've been up here talking about him. His ability to close has been outstanding. But it's from good technique.
It is.
When my head gets down, I get down. I close down the line of scrimmage. That's well done.
So on 4th down, and to kick it away is Kyle Kamen. Kicks it deep. Sluka back there at the 18. Dances through 2 defenders. Return of about 7 yards. Make it 10 yards on the return.
I know Slippery When Wet was a lousy album. Was there such a thing as Slippery When Cold? Would you be referring to ice? Because Sluka he's hard to contain.
He is.
I didn't mean to go lousy album. I don't know if I'm in your wheelhouse with that jump.
I don't even know what you're talking. I don't want an album.
All right, guys, let's do the trivia question here. Class D1 trivia. We have a winner of our trivia question, and in 2011, what school set the 8-man record for most points scored in a season with 839 points? That was Sergeant Jim York. Knew the answer. Jim York of Thedford, Nebraska. Jim, we have a NET Championship t-shirt, size extra large, on the way to you.
Championship round here, under 7 minutes to play.
So Timberwolves down by 4 with the ball at their own 28. Looking downfield and overthrow. The intended receiver lose him.
These timing routes are going to be big for Exeter. They're not in this position very often. They're not a team that likes to throw the ball, average 67 yards passing on the year. So they're not in this situation. I mean, they're never in this situation. Obviously, an undefeated team. But Sluka has done well when he's able to get outside the pocket. It's a tough throw when you're standing there with pressure coming right at your face.
Interesting play call, too, on 1st down with the pass play. Now look at this. An empty 2-by-2 spread here. Watch the slip screen.
And Sluka will keep it himself right into Hansen, who brings him down for a loss. And Sluka slow to get up.
You got a choice to make if you're Exeter-Milligan. When you go empty with no backs in the backfield, you're turning the big fella loose. And Blake talked about the numbers earlier. It's that 4-on-3 again.
Yeah.
And he's an A-gap blitz guy. He fits nicely. He's a man out there.
Timeout called by Exeter-Milligan. Head coach Dean Philippi will talk it over. Philippi, as we said, in his 31st year. We won a D3 six-man championship back in 1998 when it was just Milligan. Now since Exeter-Milligan joined and created the co-op, this is their second trip to a state championship game and second year in a row looking for the school's first ever state championship. Okay, Big Red Wrap-Up won't be seen at its regular time on Tuesday night this week due to the NSAA football championships. So instead, a wrap-up can be seen on Monday night with special guest Mike Babcock from Hale Varsity Magazine. Plus, we'll look ahead to Friday's game with the Iowa Hawkeyes. You can join us for Big Red Wrap-Up this week's special time, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, right here on NET1.
6 minutes and 37 seconds to play after a timeout. This is where you look. If you're Hemingford, you're looking for anything out of the ordinary. And if you're Exeter-Milligan, you're going to your special play when you need a play. I'd watch Lusum here. He's a guy that has been able to shake free. I'd watch and find out where number 82 is lined up.
I like that. And then you also see Jensen split out wide. You know, he's been their playmaker too.
3rd down and 13. Sluka under pressure, throws deep, and just over Lusum's head.
Well, he was wide open, too, on the little wheel route. That's one that, he's saying, hey, I thought you were going deeper, but you got to put that one on him, big fella, where Sluka had him come wide open on the little wheel route. Look at him turn up the field. Wood loses him for a second. Yeah, that's one you got to put on him. Might still be running.
Garrett Pribble in to punt it away. 6:32 to go here in this D1 championship. Hemingford on top by 4. Hemingford yet to score here in the second half of play as the kick goes off the side of the foot. And they'll walk that back near midfield at about the, I think, at 36-yard line, and that's where Hemingford will take over.
With the wind at his back, and could have blown that one to the side, but now you're Hemingford. You got the ball. You got 6.5 minutes left, a 4-point lead. What can't you do, Damon?
You got to take care of the football.
That's right. That's right.
There's a reason there's only one of them out there. You got to value the rock.
Yes, sir.
Now you're into your pet play category, right? Where you're in your protect offense, where you still want to be who you are if you're Hemingford.
Wood under center. Skinner gets the ball up the middle. Good carry by Skinner down inside Exeter-Milligan territory to the 35-yard line. A gain of 10. Make it 9. That'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
Take a look at the replay. A little quick hitter, just a little dive. It's like inside zone. I could even play Norm Chow here and be an offensive coordinator. All I know is I got to get the ball to Skinner.
Yeah.
I want the ball in the hands of my best player, and right now it has been number 45.
And it's a big credit to the offensive line of both these teams. These offensive linemen are out there going, but these Benge brothers, the Trevor and Tanner Benge, Blake Hansen in the middle, they're just clearing the lanes for Skinner all day.
Skinner with 121 yards on 28 carries, picks up 4 or 5 more there as he barrels forward for a 1st down. Clock keeps ticking, and another 1st down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Turek imposing his will. I know, Blake, you've been wanting so bad to use Benge, but don't break. Those guys up front, look at him, just work. Turek finds a little skinny crease. He's a good football player. Complete skill set. Run it, catch it, and can tackle as well.
5.5 to go. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Skinner again. Exeter-Milligan starting to creep closer to that line of scrimmage to shut down Skinner.
They're 2 hands on the football. If you're Skinner, if you're Exeter-Milligan, you're going to get it. But here's the key thing. If you're Exeter-Milligan, you got to make sure that his progress is stopped. Don't go in there trying to get a takeaway and allow this young man to keep his feet turning, because if you're Skinner, you know he's not going down until he hears that whistle.
No, focus on the legs. It's good to get his legs wrapped up, have your second guy, because this is a team, Exeter-Milligan, they gang tackle. They get there quite fast, but if you're Skinner, you know they're coming for the rock.
Skinner, toss outside. Ripped up after a gain of about 2. Brings up 3rd down and 5. And a couple of big plays upcoming here for the Timberwolves.
Great tackle by Axline. Boy, he was it as Skinner wanted to get vertical immediately off the toss, and Axline gave up his body.
You know what?
Got a huge 3rd down.
Yeah, I loved Axline. He played last year as a sophomore in this game. This kid is he's a playmaker, and he has to make one here. The entire team, look at him getting pumped up. This is a huge, 3rd and 5. Exeter-Milligan.
Money down in a money game.
Yes, sir.
Toss outside to Skinner. Skinner with one blocker out in front, but good defense again. Ribble was out there along with Jesse Hall. Jensen came in late as well. Good defense.
Again, being well coached. Little toss, crack, replace. Little wrinkle from Hemingford here as Turk comes in the crack, but watch Jensen get outside and set the edge, and then, gosh, lo and behold, look who's getting down the line of scrimmage making a play.
Pribble?
Yeah,
Pribble.
I mean, just
he's the one that got cracked.
We got to go out on a limb, right?
Yeah.
He redirects and gets back out.
It's the seniors. I'm telling you, they're looking at the clock, Dan. You got 3.5 minutes of your career. You gonna let a guy crack you? No.
That was pretty impressive.
It was.
I mean, Turk lays some wood.
They're going to let the clock tick down here and call a timeout on 4th down and 3. And Jordan Haas will get together with his team and coaches and come up with a 4th down play with 3:22 to go in the game. Hemingford with the ball on top by 4.
I don't think there's any rocket science to this one. Unless you're Coach Haas and you think you got your big play, you know, when I want to score play, the art of the illusion. Outside of that, I think you go with your favorite play, the play that you run the best. You give yourself a chance to get the 1st down, and if not, you don't have any problems hanging your hat on your defense because they've been sound all day long.
And be sure to be with us this afternoon as we bring you the Class D2 State Championship. That'll start at 2:30 right here on NET. Falls City Sacred Heart, the Irish, taking on the Broncos of Stewart. That's coming up later this afternoon right here on NET1. For that, some business to finish up here in Class D1, the D1 State Championship. Exeter-Milligan and Hemingford. Both of these teams looking for their first ever state championship. Both coming in at 12-0. Similar numbers and a big 4th down play here for the Bobcats and for the T-Wolves. Wood follows his blockers up the middle. Hit right at the line and stretched it out. Did he get there? Not if the mark.
He needs another foot here. He's going to be short. He needed to get to the 30.
Did not get it. So the Timberwolves come up big on 4th down and 3. 6 inches short, maybe a foot for the Bobcats. Let's take a look at the play of Sluka here this afternoon. James Sluka has, as you guys have said, been slippery all afternoon.
I mean, look at this. This is just the art of the improv right here. Playmakers making plays.
So Sluka will see if he can get it done. Drops back again under pressure one more time. Throws across his body and through the hands of Taylor May.
You know, I don't know if there's a play you draw up in this situation other than letting Sluka make plays.
And they don't have the advantage being up here where we are as we take a look at this replay. But if Sluka would just, if he'd hang on about another full second, just establish some time in the pocket, guys are coming open. But maybe panic isn't the word, but he's flushing himself, and he's only giving himself one side of the field to throw to. Got to hang in the pocket just a little bit longer.
They do have 2 timeouts, so they can go to the run game. They're going for a tight formation here. They might go for a run, try to pick up some yardage.
2nd down and 10. Sluka drops back. Under pressure, gets out at 1, but not out of the hands of Blake Hansen one more time.
I think Pribble must have pulled Hansen to the side and said, anything you can do, I can do better. And then Hansen goes, he's like, okay.
Watch this.
Here I go.
A loss of 6 on the sack.
That's a rare time when he's not in a rush mode. He's kind of back in coverage and sees his slip out and comes up, makes a big hit. What's your 3rd and 15 play right here, David?
I don't know. There's only about 6 plays on that page, and 4 of them don't work.
Do you blitz 4? Do you bring?
Yeah, I don't think you give him time to set his feet. I think you bring pressure.
4 wide for Sluka. Sluka rolls to his right under pressure, throws it up for grabs, and we have a flag coming in late.
Oh boy, that's a big time call depending on what it is.
Kyle Kamen might have gone over the back of Dustin Axline, who immediately jumped up and wanted a flag, and it came in.
Was it catchable? And yes, it was.
So pass interference called on the Bobcats. A big play here with 2:18 to go.
Well, was it catchable?
Well, that's a heck of a job by Coach Haas for keeping his composure, because Exeter-Milligan was obviously bailed out. A little screen job.
You know, when this
boxing out, I could see.
When the ball is in the air that long, you got to say it's catchable by some.
Yep.
Yeah, but I like the box out.
Yeah, that was pretty incidental contact too. I'm guessing they got Kamen running through the back and not necessarily Turek on the box out, because.
So 15 yards on the penalty is not a first down. It will bring up 3rd down and 1. So it was 3rd and 16, now 3rd and 1
yes.
for the T-Wolves.
Yeah, I know Blake asked about what's in the playbook. There's a lot more plays for 3rd and 1 than there are 3rd and 15.
On the option to the right, kicks it outside. Puts a shoulder pad down and lunges toward the first down, and Kyle Jensen's got it.
You know, Damon, there was a time back in my day, I was in the state championship game, and we got the ball with about 2 minutes left. We had a long ways to go, and we talked about that drive for a long time, because we got to the 3-yard line and didn't get in. You know, and Exeter-Milligan, their fans, their players, they'd be talking about this play and the next play and the next play for a very long time.
So 1st down and 10, ball from the 31-yard line.
Watch Lewsom again here.
Sluka rolls to his left. He's got a man open. Flips it out there. Losing. No, make it. He's got it. Jensen got it down the near sideline and touchdown. Sluka to Jensen.
They went back to old reliable, the crossing route out of the Twins formation. They drag Lewsom backside. Jensen comes from all the way across the field. But again, it's Sluka buying time. You'll see, there's the rub route. Jensen comes open.
They went for the rub, and this is a matchup for Exeter-Milligan. You got your Jensen on Binge. Binge is a great player, a great athlete, just a little bit more speed for Jensen here, and don't forget the rub route.
And unbelievably 173 yards passing right now for Exeter-Milligan, and the go-ahead score. It's Bizarro World.
20-18. Timberwolves on top on the touchdown pass from Sluka to Jensen, and now the 2-point conversion. Sluka up top. Batted away. Good defensive play by Brady Turek, and now the Timberwolves have taken the lead with 2:03 to go. 20-18, and the Bobcats will try to answer.
Look at Sluka by time. Delivers a strike on the move. Wasn't pretty, but it sure was on the mark. And Jensen, that's been Blake's guy all day for Exeter-Milligan. He's liked his athleticism. And we talked, how fitting is it too that on this potential game-winning score that it boiled down to mano-a-mano, not making a tackle in space. Yep. We talked about how that was going to eventually rear its ugly head at one point or another today.
And this has been a weird second half for Hemingford, where they've had the ball, they've controlled field position. The long plays by Exeter-Milligan have put them in a situation where they're ahead with a couple points, 2 minutes left. We talked about the plays you talked about for a long time, and then right there, you see that one. Now let's see if Hemingford's going to write one for the storybooks.
Boy, if you're Hemingford, how do you feel? You got to feel like the sense is you've controlled this game outside of 3 plays, and they've been broken ones.
Yep.
2:03 to go. 20 unanswered points by Exeter-Milligan. The kick deep in the end zone. And the Bobcats now with one last chance. 2:03 to go.
Now you have a running back that can run the ball. You got a quarterback who I like Wood.
And here's the deal. If you're Coach Haas, you know that you got some matchups on the outside that you like. You can put Skinner out there, and Turek has been able to win. Wood just hasn't been able to get him the football, but Turek has been winning his one-on-one matchups. Watch the Deuce 1 getting loose here on one of those little skinny posts that they've gone to twice.
Great way to start 2 days of championship action right here on NET. The D1 championship going down to the wire. Bobcats and the T-Wolves. 2018. Bobcats now under pressure. Wood rolls out, looks downfield, fires, caught, and out of bounds by Skinner. First down.
Both of these quarterbacks,
holy moly,
are doing some great things.
There's escapability of these QBs. Look at this. He feels pressured, ducks loose him, gets past Pribble. Watch him set his feet and square and throw a strike. Nice hands catch by Skinner, and he stops the clock.
Yep.
1:55 to go. 2 timeouts left for the Bobcats. Down by 2. From their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Wood again looks up top. Wood will pull it down. He's got room in front of him. Wood dips outside, another first down.
Clock will momentarily stop while they spot the chains. And how often during the season do you think Hemingford works on their hurry up?
Not very often. They actually had a couple more close games than Exeter-Milligan has, but nothing this close.
Skinner in the backfield along with Wood. 1:43 and ticking. Incomplete pass. Pad came in out there, just slipped through his hands. Will bring up 2nd down from near midfield.
And not bad either that you didn't complete that. I mean, you still got 3 downs to make 10. You're fine there. Clock stops. It keeps you from having to burn a timeout, and you can huddle again, which I think Coach Haas and his quarterback Wood wanted to do.
You know, Wood, and you look, he's going to the outside with trying to get the ball to Brady Turek. A couple times in the game, he's put a lot of zip on it. I think if you want to get it to the outside, you put a little air under it, let Turek go in and make a play.
Turek and Skinner both wide to the left. Wood will roll that way. Looks across the middle, overpass, intercepted. Exeter-Milligan picks it off. And brought down by Sluka. James Sluka with the interception. 1:32 to go. Exeter-Milligan on top.
I can't show you how non-surprised I am that Sluka is the guy that makes the play in crunch time. And you think this guy's not going to want to get in the ice tub tonight? Watch him on this pick. The post, the skinny post that had been there, overthrown, very small window. Sluka snuffs it out. He can't get down quick enough.
So 2 timeouts to go, and the Bobcats will take them both quickly.
I believe that's Wood and Sluka both have 2 picks apiece. Or the quarterbacks playing catch with one another. 3 of the 4.
Sluka fumbles the ball. It's on the ground. Hansen recovered it. Woo! Huge turnover. Hemingford's Hansen falls on the bobbled snap, and the Bobcats are back in business.
These are 2 teams that understand it is hard to get here. We don't get here very often. We're going to make the most of it. Look at this, the bobbled exchange.
Boy.
And Hansen falls right on top, and a timeout now called by the Timberwolves.
We went slippery with wet with one album cover, and Blake is a little too young to know that, but I'll go Mbop with Hansen, and Blake will be all over that one.
That's my
How about that one? We're out of your wheelhouse there.
That is way out of my wheelhouse.
I'm an equal opportunity offender. Outstanding play by Hansen.
Oh, I mean, these guys have been exchanging turnovers all game.
Look at this. A blitz. You've seen it before.
You know, if you're Wood, you got to be sitting there saying, thank you.
Yeah, give me another shot.
Give me another chance. Because this is a quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. He's not even a senior, but he looks like a senior leader out there. Give the ball back to him. Hansen, who's the center, says, hey, I'll take the ball. I know what it's like to snap it. Get the control. Give him another chance, 1.5 minutes. And when you would have thought, no chance.
Unbelievable football game here to start the day. Is this how the day's going to go?
They're all going to go. That's right. Thrilled to be able to bring it to you right here on NET Sports. State championship in Class D1, 1:29 to go. Hemingford gets the ball back, down by 2. Wood in the shotgun. Looks downfield. He'll roll to his right. And Wood steps out of bounds.
Well, he had Turek come open late. They're running a little 2-man route on the outside the numbers. Keep an eye on 21. If he can, he's trying to gather his breath as he's walking back to the huddle right now as we see Coach Haas talking to Coach Wood. Turek, look at I'm telling you, this camera work is unbelievable. Just on the spot. They hear us talking about Turek, boom, there he is. If he gets a chance to catch his breath here, he is coming open on the little two-man combo route. Watch 21.
Second down and 10 to go for the Bobcats.
He's got single coverage now.
Empty backfield. Wood looks downfield. Rolls away from pressure. He has some room. Up the near sideline. Steps out of bounds. Stops the clock. A gain of about 7 on the play. Will bring up 3rd down and 3.
Maybe a lack of inexperience right there. He got to stay in bounds, and you don't. He's a young man in the moment, but that first down is doable. You got to extend and get that. Worry about getting out of bounds at the same time.
Yeah, you don't know if you're going to get that close to a first down again. 3rd and 4. Exeter-Milligan. They've got great secondary.
4 wide. Dropping back. Incomplete. And that will bring up a 4th down and 3.
That's the combo route that Turk came open on earlier. Nobody went with him. One guy runs the little skinny slant. The other guy runs the out route. It's a natural rub. Wood's got to set his feet and just make the throw. He had Skinner there, and that's what Coach Haas is talking to him about right now.
Well, Hemingford, they've only converted 1 4th down, too. And in this situation, Wood he throws the ball okay, but you have a running back that averages 9 yards a carry. Do you dare put it on the ground? Because when you go to the air, you risk it. You roll them out, give them a run option threat. I don't know what they're going to do here.
4th down and 3. Game on the line for the Timberwolves and the Bobcats. Wood rolls away from pressure. He can run for it, and he does. First down. Wood still on his feet. Cuts back, leans forward down to the 15-yard line. Hopes still alive for the Bobcats.
Just a gutty performance. You take a look at him. Look at him by time. Tremendous pass rush by Exeter-Milligan. They're hustling.
Yeah, that is not for lack of effort. I mean, Nate Olive is right there. He's got him, but the quarterback play by Wood today, the quarterback play in the entire game.
This guy's making plays in crunch time. Nobody willing to say, I'm done. Wait until that clock hits zeros.
1:05 to go. Timeout called by the Bobcats, so they have 1 now remaining.
You know what's interesting? If you look at this game and it came down to one team making a field goal, Hemingford on the year, they haven't attempted any field goals, but Matthew Wood, 19 of 27 on PATs. They need 3 points right now, and they actually have a kicker that can do it. If they get down to a situation, they're almost already in field goal range.
Last 2 turnovers of the game. Hemingford with the T-Wolves with the interception, but then on the very next play, the bobbled snap, Hansen falls on it.
Again, the beautiful thing about playing 8-man when guys are going both ways like that, never any time to soak. You got to go right back out there and try to make a play. Good for the psyche.
1:05 to go. First down and 10. Ball from the 16-yard line. Wood throws it up near the end zone. Incomplete.
That was a close one there. Jensen on the coverage, and I like that they're putting the ball in there for Colt Foster. He's a big guy. He's got a size advantage on anyone on the field. Got to continue running the route, go up and make a play.
Coach Haas, his demeanor on the sidelines is amazing.
It is.
I mean, he's got to be having as much fun as his kids. Don't tell that guy that this is the state finals and there's a minute left on the clock.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 16. Bobcats with the ball, down by 2. State championship on the line in D1. Wood looks downfield, lofts it toward the end zone. Battle for the ball. Jensen's got it. Interception. Exeter-Milligan. Second interception of the game for Kyle Jensen.
This is unbelievable. Hey, you don't even want to see a loser in this one. I'm not trying to go Switzerland and be neutral here, but just a great play. Look at him break on the ball. 2 guys fighting for it.
That play itself is exemplary of the entire game. Both guys have their hands on the ball. Somebody's got to come down with it.
Boy, Jensen has just made plays down the stretch.
And so now Sluka will try to take the snap cleanly and get down, and he does.
Oh, were you channeling Herm Edwards on that one? Holy smokes. They got to mix up the snap count on that one. That double A gap blitz almost took the handoff.
So 51 seconds to go. The quick timeout called by the Bobcats.
I'm not so sure. Now, this sounds crazy, so stay with me here. I'm not so sure if you don't get in the gun, snap it and take a knee. At least give yourself a chance, if it's a bad snap, to kneel it down. This center quarterback exchange has not been real smooth.
Roy Hansen's coming through that A-gap. He might be there before the ball hits the ground.
I wouldn't expect anything different.
Hey, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships, you can go to netnebraska.org. And why would you not want a copy of this? Call 1-800-868-1868, just $19.95, plus shipping and handling. Specify the year, sport, school, and class when ordering by phone.
Who's diving over the pile here to try to get this snap?
50 to go. Clean snap. Sluka gets the knee.
They've got to snap it at least one more time.
Game clock now at 40. Play clock has not started yet. One more snap ought to do it. About a 6-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. So one successful snap and knee, and the Timberwolves will have won their first ever state championship. It's down, fist pump, and Exeter-Milligan, the top-ranked team in the state, has come into Memorial Stadium for the second year in a row, and this year they go home state champs.
Did it in opposite fashion of the year ago. They went in at the half up, lost the lead to the eventual state champs. This year they go in at the half down and come back and find a way to win with 20 unanswered.
That young man, what a performance by James Sluka.
We talked about him in the open.
Sluka, Jensen, all great props to Exeter-Milligan, but for Hemingford, they have a young team. They could be back here next year. A battle all the way to the end. You love to see games played that way. Exeter-Milligan comes out on top.
So Exeter-Milligan finishes with a state championship. They've been to the playoffs 11 consecutive years, and finally they win it all. Trophy and medal presentations when we come back.
High school's almost over. Now what? I wish I knew what to do, or even what I can do. I know I want something more. Something I can be proud of. So, how do I get there?
Take the next step with Education Quest College Planning Services by visiting educationquest.org.
Participating in Nebraska high school activities has taught me about teamwork.
I've learned how to lead among my peers.
At my high school, I have set goals and I work hard to accomplish them.
I like to run on my cross country team. It makes me feel good about myself.
Thank you, Nebraska, for your support of the Nebraska School Activities Association.
A duck and a turkey were having misgivings about what was coming this coming Thanksgiving. A chicken's involved, said the duck, and I've learned it's rather unpleasant for all parties concerned. A deer happened by with a clever solution, whereby the whole lot could avoid execution. We'll go on TV, said the deer, and be cute. You'll skip being stuffed and be famous to boot. So this Thanksgiving Eve, you'll find them all here. On Nature, the turkey, the duck, and the deer.
Coming soon to NET1.
NET Sports coverage of the 2013 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, by Education Quest Foundation, and by the Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Well, quite the come-from-behind performance by the Timberwolves of Exeter-Milligan. They win the state championship 20-18. Now time for medal and trophy presentations. We begin with the runner-up, and for that, let's go to Doc Weiniger.
Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Directors Kent Hawley from Mitchell Public Schools, Mark Norvell from Fillmore Central, U.S. Bank Representative Jeff McCowan, and NSAA Executive Director Rhonda Blanford Green. Here are the awards for Class D1 runner-up Hemingford High School. Will head coach Jordan Haas and your assistants please present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 3, Jacob Horseman. Number 5, Matthew Wood. Number 9, Kyle Kamen. Number 10, Jamie Wood. Number 11, Dylan Ernesti. Number 20, Austin Huddle. Number 21, Brady Turek. Number 22, Cody Larson. Number 26, Trevor Benj. Number 28, John Mayer. Number 32, Zach Grumbles. Number 34, Matthew Sorensen. Number 40, Blake Hansen. Number 42, John Manning. Number 45, Ethan Skinner. Number 50, Peyton Sutphin. Number 51, Taryn Jesperson. Number 52, Asa Carlson. Number 55, Denton Payne. Number 56, Tanner Benj. Number 66, Bo Edwards. Number 78, Tim Fennell. Number 80, Colt Foster. Number 88, Austin Wobig. And now, here is the 2013 Class D1 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Hemingford High School.
So Hemingford with the runner-up trophy in their first ever trip, and they probably feel a lot like Exeter-Milligan did last year. Of course, the Timberwolves making their first trip to state last year. And as you said, Damon, it maybe takes a year down here before you learn how to win the big one, and Exeter-Milligan did that this year.
Absolutely. I think you got to know what it feels like to be in the moment and not have success to know where you don't want to be the following year. We used it in '93 to go into '94. That story is well documented. But for Exeter-Milligan, I think experience paid off. They never panicked, even though they didn't necessarily have their A game.
But Hemingford, young team.
Yeah, they're going to be back.
Yep.
This is a coach that, Coach Haas, that is a team that knows how to play. They've been here. They've been on the long bus ride. It's going to be a slow one back. They probably watch a few more movies, so maybe some happy ones. But this is a team that should be proud of the effort they put in today. Wood and Skinner, and on the defensive side, they just came up time and time again, forced a lot of turnovers. And if you force 4 or 5 turnovers, usually you win that game. But the experience is going to be really good for that community out there. So I think that Hemingford has a lot to be happy about this year.
Your state champs from Exeter-Milligan, the Timberwolves. And for the medal and trophy presentations, let's go back to Duck Weiniger.
And now to the champions from Exeter-Milligan High School. First, head coach Dean Philippi, we have a special award for you. Now, Coach, would you and your assistants please present the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Dustin Axline. Number 3, Sam Zeleny. Number 4, Taylor May. Number 5, Sean Maxson. Number 7, Trevor Luza. Number 10, James Sluka. Number 21, Nolan White. Number 22, Braden Olson. Number 23, Jesse Hall. Number 27, Devin Sheffield. Number 28, Kyle Jensen. Number 32, Jonathan Mounds. Number 36, Dalton Zelenka. Number 48, Cameron White. Number 50, Brock Mueller. Number 51, Brody Kressa. Number 56, Nathan Oliva. Number 65, Zachary Kroll. Number 73, Garrett Fribble. Number 81, Spencer Popick. Number 82, Derek Luza. Number 85, Kirby Soka. Number 88, Evan True. Number 96, Jack Deneen. Now presenting the team champion game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance, Chairman and CEO Byron Boslow, to head coach Dean Philippi. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2013 Class D1 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Exeter-Milligan High School.
So congratulations one more time to the Timberwolves of Exeter-Milligan. Came in the #1 ranked team. Came up just short last year. As you said, Damon, they led at half last year and lost it in the second half. They come back, the experienced team here at Memorial Stadium. Trail 18-0 at one point. A big touchdown, 2-point conversion right before the half. Got back in it and went on that 20-0 run to win it.
And it is amazing. There's no such thing as a good 18-0, but it was a really bad 18-0 where you hadn't taken good care of the football. And even your first two scores were real unconventional. There wasn't anything in there that you'd want to hang your hat on going forward and saying, yep, we can build on this.
Well, now with the state championship, Coach, let's go down to the field to Brandon Axelman.
Coach, we're here last year, didn't get it done, we're runners up, came all the way back this year, obviously got it done, got a state title, describe the emotions.
It's a great feeling. Again, you watch the kids grow throughout the year, and disappointing last year. I knew that's stuck in their crawl, and they played hard all year, and it's a tribute to their character to today's game. You know, being down, having turning the ball over, but they stayed after it, and they never quit, and they got the win.
Talk about the emotions of that last 90 seconds. You get an interception, seem to have the game all but wrapped up, then you have that fumble on first down, and then Hemingford looks like they're driving about to score, then you get another pick in the end zone to seal the deal.
Well, you always hate to have the turnovers like that. We did, but those things happen. You know, that's part of the game. And again, a lot. They could have laid down after that. You know, but they didn't. They stayed fighting, and they got another interception and finished it. So,
talk about this state title, first one for the school. What it means to the community.
Well, it's great. We get such support from our community. It's a great reward for the team and them. They had a hand in this. They support the teams, all the teams, really well all year.
Coach, congrats on the big win.
Thanks a lot.
Moving over to James Sluka now, accounted for all three of the team's touchdowns. You were down 18-0 and then rallied, obviously, for the win. Talk about how you guys did that and were able to overcome the deficit.
We just stayed together as a team. You know, we got that touchdown at the end of half. That gave us some momentum, and then we got together as a team at half and said we got to get this done, and we did.
As a junior, you guys were second place. Now your senior year, you bring it all home. You bring the first state title to your school. What does that mean to you to do this your final year playing football?
It's just amazing, you know, and I love my team. I love my coaches. I love my fans. I love last year's seniors for all the support. I just love everyone for the support.
Talk about what you did. You filled in for quarterback for Nolan White. You seem like you look pretty natural back there, and you obviously led your team to the victory.
Well, I'm not natural, but he's a big part of our team, and he went down, and everyone had to step up to make this happen.
James, congrats on the big win. Go celebrate with the team. Get those pictures taken.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Congratulations once again to Exeter-Milligan. Head coach Dean Philippi, James Sluka, with an outstanding performance, led them to the school's first ever state title.
Unbelievable performance by that young man, and just gutsy as he's walking away. He's still limping. Like I said, that he will find the ice tub tonight after he gets all the congratulatory celebrations. He earned it today.
Only 7 seniors on the Exeter-Milligan team. They should be back. They'll be ranked high next year. They got a great coach, and got to find a quarterback, but they can put together this experience and come back and excited to play in 2014. But time to celebrate. Long off-season celebration.
So congratulations one more time. The top-ranked Exeter-Milligan Timberwolves win the state championship. One more time, our final score, Exeter-Milligan 20, Hemingford 18. Be with us for the Class D2 championship at 2:30 today as Falls City Sacred Heart takes on Stewart right here on NET. And now for Damon Benning, Blake Lawrence, for Brandon Axelman, I'm Larry Putney, and for the entire NET Sports production crew, goodbye until later this afternoon from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.